What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Thursday beautiful evening here with Rule of Three, my boy Dash, and Stupendous Wave. I don't know
How
what
you
sign
doing?
that was. What was that?
Rule of three.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like,
Oh,
it was like Invisible Ghost, Scary Movie 2 style.
Oh no! You take it there right off the bat. Yeah, off the rip.
bat.
Off the rip. How long? 20 seconds in.
Hell yeah. Let's do it, baby.
So
All right.
Star
If
Wars.
you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
So we have a few things to discuss. Dash has all the scoops. Go for it, brother.
All right, so I think that we're going to have to share something that's not the memes. I've actually got a list of memes this week that's kind of like a community thing. But if we want to talk first about Andor, I'm going to share screen if I may. The first thing before the screen even comes up, oh my God, the ads. How stupid am I? I've put my monitor above
Of all the ads,
monitor.
too, that one.
You know, that's targeted, right? You know, Google targets shit. What have you been searching for, bro?
You know exactly what I've been
Having
searching.
a little issue there, eh?
Yeah, I've never seen someone click off an ad. So quickly.
I actually didn't read it, so whatever's happened, I'm gonna go back and watch this and be like, oh, man. I don't even know.
Oh,
Let's go look.
Old you've become.
damn, dude.
What was
Started
it?
off right.
It's like a softener ad.
Shit,
Take a seat.
crazy.
Okay. How long are we in?
A minute 39.
This is the runtime for all 12 episodes of Andor, and supposedly this in and of itself is double the runtime of what the Mandalorian was, which is crazy. It's like 2 seasons in one.
Yeah, that's egregiously long. I mean, we'll see, right? But for Mando and then
The watch parties are going to be like 3 hours, 4 hours long.
oh
Fuck.
yeah, because you got to break it all down too.
Well, oh, I didn't even think of that. No, but we got to watch 3 episodes because it's 3 episodes at a time.
Oh, that's right. You're looking at like 9 hours.
Dude, no.
That's brutal.
Hi.
Why are they dropping 3 at a time?
I
Like,
don't know why they're in such a rush to finish the show. Like,
yeah,
they must be advertising something at Celebration that's probably going to have a lot of. When is Celebration? Is that this week? This weekend?
yeah. I think it's coming up. I think it's this weekend. Yeah, and then it drops in just 2 days is when Andor comes out.
No, on the 22nd.
Oh, yeah, I'm off. Yeah, I don't know why Disney. Well, I know why Disney. They want to take Star Wars in their own unique, serious direction, but it's obvious where they put their time and attention. Seeing how long the series is, isn't it like $500 million or something like that too? Like the production?
750 mil for
Oh
the
my
2
goodness!
seasons. But yeah, I guess season 2 would be like $500 million. Yeah, the reason for those 3 episodes is it's a time jump of 1 year each.
Oh, I
Oh.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So every time we finish 1 week, it's another next week will be, a year jump later.
That's an interesting way to structure it, I think, because the first season's pretty slow, and I don't think that this is going to be. I know everybody keeps talking about they're going to ramp it up immediately and quickly, and we're just going to have to see. I have hopes that this will be more. I like the first season of Andor, but I would say engaging off the bat is what I hope for season 2.
I just think 3 episodes dropping at once is quite a bit.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I know some of them do like the 2 episode premieres, but 3 and then another 3 and then another 3. It really does feel like they're rushing through it to the point where they're desperate to hold attention and to get those watch minutes quickly.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So I just hope that they don't continue with this trend in the future, because I very much enjoy the.
I don't think you can. You can't, because there's just like if you were to do that with Ahsoka, I mean, like I feel like each episode is so concentrated with a show that's focusing on like one character, but with Andor, it's focusing on like an entire empire and a whole rebellion. So I mean, you could have like those 3 episodes, you could probably just gloss over a bunch of different things because there's so many characters involved.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like more based around an event than singular, like you were saying, like Ahsoka
Yeah.
or like an Obi-Wan. So it
Right.
makes it a little easier. I'll be interested to see if they find success and if this is something that they implement later with another show. Because Andor is
Yeah.
really unique because it's not really tied to anything else. And it's tied to Rogue One, but I mean, like, it's not tied to legacy storylines.
Yeah.
Besides, of course, the OT. So I'll be interested to see if they ever make like an Old Republic movie, if they structure or TV series, if they end up structuring it like this. But we'll see. They seem to have a lot of faith in Andor.
We'll see what happens. All right. Next bit of news. What do we got going on?
I don't know if it's in the same art. Oh my god. I am so happy you clicked off that. There is like the weirdest stuff on Temu, like in my ads I've ever seen right now. I'm trying to like scroll quickly. What I was going to talk about just quickly is the Andor controversy, which they kind of glazed over in the article. But oh, there we go. I'll get this back up.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the controversy that's been going around, but I've just seen
the monkey. I don't know.
I don't know what you're
Here we go.
for,
Canon recast and mature moments. And as you guys know, Josh from Den of Nerds, I think, was the first person to break this, and then it was X Clips and Star Wars. Everybody's been running with this big supposed scoop that there is a dark theme coming to Andor season 2, which involves, I don't know how to say this on YouTube without everything going downhill, but you know, something adult happening between one of the characters, Bix, that is not of her will or consent, and it's supposed to be causing an outrage. And I'm like, okay, have you guys heard about this?
Nope.
In passing, yeah.
Let's go.
Just that it was happening, or like that it was rumored to be happening.
Right. And it's weird because everybody says this doesn't belong in Star Wars and too far, too dark. And I understand that sentiment. I think that anything can be tastefully done and properly done that helps the narrative. It can potentially work, but it's a hard like it's kind of a family show. It's dark, but it's not like that's pretty dark. Who knows how they're going to set it up though? What do you guys think?
I mean, I would just have, if I was writing a Star Wars show, I would have avoided that altogether. Right? Yeah, you know, like you're saying, it's something that when handled tastefully, it can work. Honestly, the first thing that popped into my head when I read that was what Theory was saying and how like Star Wars should feel joyous. And I can't think of anything less joyous and less like in line with what I'm looking for from a Star Wars project than that. You know what I mean?
I agree. There are parts, as somebody who loves Dark Lore, that's not my go. It's like yes, I can't wait. But if it carried, like, one of the things that messed me up as a kid was actually Han getting tortured. The screams, you didn't even see it. You just saw the machine. You knew that it was hurting him. And as he was screaming, like only Harrison Ford can scream his lungs out like that and really make it work so well. But he, you know, standing there and Lando sweating and he's getting tortured was just like a freeze moment in Empire that really brought the narrative of the Empire is not messing around. I don't think they need to do this, but again, if it's done well, I guess it'll have the same effect. If it's shock value, then it's shitty. Like why bring that around? You know, why?
Yeah. I mean, I can't see it being for anything other than just shock value. I mean, that's a wild thing to put in a Star Wars TV show on Disney Plus. Like, let's just call it what it is. Like, that's wild.
I'd be, I'm not saying much because I don't know what the context is. Like, is it going to be in passing? Is it going to be an actual scene that's going to be uncomfortable, or like what's the deal? So until we know, and do any of you guys know?
I have no idea.
Literally, the YouTube titles are like Star Wars gone too far. and then this in passing, yeah, like you said, anything can work with a story, no matter how dark. But it's very delicate. Like the more you go in the dark side, the more delicate and thoughtful you have to be. You can't just do this to people on a Sunday. You like get your popcorn out. I can't wait to watch this Andor show with the kids.
Yeah. I don't think it has any place in Star Wars whatsoever. I don't see George ever putting something like that in there, even in passing. But I guess, Tony Gilroy had an idea, so I guess we'll see what he's going to do with that. I assume it's to make, the audience hate one of the characters, and the revenge against them will probably be much more satisfactory, I imagine. But it's not really, you don't really have to go to those lengths. So, I feel like, what George did it best with Shmi.
Younglings.
What the hell is more personal? Yeah, younglings. What's more personal than that happening to your mom? Like that's just fucked. So it's like you can connect with Anakin so much in that scene, and the weight that he carries with him that but look, we have guys that aren't George anymore, so they're telling their own story, and I don't really know what they're going to do yet. So we'll see what the purpose of all that is. But in my book, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, the George example and the Tusken Raider torture and all that stuff. Like you're saying, it's all like implied violence. But even
just before it hits, which I love. Like he seems spark the saber and jump, or with the younglings, he takes a step back when he sparks, which I learned recently. Hayden Christensen went boo to the kid, which is amazing. That he just and that's why he's like, oh, but that's all that's where as far as you have to go. I actually think the Natalie Portman choke was pretty rough, to be honest.
Oh yeah, Revenge of the Sith pushes those boundaries, and it pushes boundaries to serve the Anakin character and everything. And I guess if it's executed on that level, even that though, that just seems an out there thing to execute in your Star Wars show.
Well, we already saw Bix. What's the girl's name? She was already getting her ass kicked in the first season, and I don't know. I don't like when there's stuff happening to women in shows and movies. It has to be. I remember, there was a scene in Kickboxer. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie at all. I know Dash has for sure. Yeah. When the dude was, I don't know. That shit just really bugged me. But it definitely made the revenge at the end that much more sweet. And when he was just kicking the shit out of him, it was just much more yeah, fuck yeah. You're on that train. You're on that train of emotion that the director wants you to be on. So it made sense. So, but in Star Wars,
To that point, I think that you hit it on the head. I don't think we're programmed to enjoy seeing women in a violent situation, in a war situation. And so with Star Wars, when Disney's trying to, push quotas and say we need more women, ipso facto, there's going to be more women in the military. There's going to be more violence against women by nature. And I think that's kind of, it doesn't feel right? You don't enjoy it. You don't want to sit. And the worst part is you said, remember, Bix got tortured in season 1 to give up all her secrets. And then, Andor saves her. It's happening to her again. That's kind of rough. What are they doing? Why is she
I don't know who it is. Maybe, it happens to, what was the officer's name?
The blonde?
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Tip of my tongue.
I'm not the biggest Andor stan.
Gosh, chat, was it Daedra? Yeah, Daedra. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, there's something going on with Cyril. I don't know. He seemed kind of creepy to me the way he cornered her in that confined area. I thought, maybe he's going to be a weirdo, or maybe something's going to happen to her. Maybe that's why she felt all choked up and stuff. Maybe he's going to avenge her. I don't know. It's
what direction are we going in? Where she's backed against the corner, calling for HR, and he's unzipping his fly, and she's like, "Ah!" What is this for Star Wars?
It's extremely uncomfortable.
Right. Even I like as soon as I'm talking about it, I'm like, this feels like a mistake. Like we're even like
Yeah,
Like, why can't
exactly.
we-
Just
yeah,
talking
like-
about it feels like a mistake.
Yeah.
I
Anyways,
apologize.
look, let's move on because we at the end of the day we don't know if it's in passing or if it's something that's, in my opinion, I'm gonna leave it here. I don't think it should be in Star Wars at all whatsoever. I know you guys agree, but yeah, let's see what he does with it and where it's gonna go from there.
Cross the bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
It's so hard to talk about and like theorize about a scene like that and like come
Oh.
at a million different angles and be like, okay, how am I supposed to interpret this from like a headline? It's impossible. So
And
We're gonna
also as
be-
theorists, naturally, we try and look at everything from every angle that we can. That's not something you really want to break down in your head.
no.
No. And in Star Wars, I know. But anyways, what else do we got going on? What's the other bit of news?
So the segue from this is Tony Gilroy, the creator of Andor, has spoken. I'm so scared of these ads now. I've shared screen.
Just posting
Has
this.
spoken about the Mandalorian paving the way. I've seen all these headlines saying like Star Wars fan, like Tony Gilroy calls out Star Wars fans. So I thought I'm going to get to the bottom of this. It said Andor wouldn't have happened in a world without Baby Yoda, which is amazing. And I was like, what type of a statement is that?
I don't think Andor would have happened in a world without George.
No.
So I don't really know what these guys mean by that. Essentially, like, does he mean that because there was a popular consensus around a character from a that's something,
It's in the
something
article.
wasn't the first six? Oh, what is it?
And no, it's way worse than you think because he says no one's ever going to start a show on this scale again and shoot it practically. We were protected down the line. You're thinking, what protected you? The fans, the love of the franchise.
Can you
Kathleen Kennedy-
hit Control Plus?
Oh yeah,
that
let's get in
zoom-
there.
There we go.
Let's get a
There
real
we-
zoom on.
There we go.
Kathleen Kennedy was leading the charge in championing the Andor at Disney. She protected us. Lucasfilm protected us. Bob Iger protected us. The audience, thank God, protected us. The Mandalorian protected us. We had all these people out there backing our play. The success of the Mandalorian gave us the platform to jump off. And I was like, Kathleen Kennedy protecting. Why is this guy
From what?
acting? Yeah, like some type of he's trying to survive and like, oh, thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Bob Iger, for protecting us.
Yeah. Y'all getting paid millions of dollars to like you literally. What do you think Tony Gilroy got paid if the whole project was $750 million? I mean, protected you from what? What are you talking about? The only guy that should be thanked here is George. All right, and I say that because nobody is really ever thanking him anymore. The only reason all of us are here is because of George Lucas and the first 6 films that he made, and then the Clone Wars after that. What is Mr. Gilroy talking about in regards to Kathy saving him or protecting him or Bob Iger? I'm lost.
I think it comes to the money and practical effects, and this show would never happen without the Grogu sales. And he goes on to say this. I don't know if you want to read it, Stips. I feel like I'm hogging all the reading.
Sure. Online, people try to drive a wedge all the time between us, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, Gilroy said, calling out how the toxic part of the Star Wars fan base tends to come out very loudly against concepts that they don't want to support, which is a statement that kind of annoys me because, you know, we're here to share our opinion. And since when is being like, hey, I don't like this TV show considered an inherently toxic trait? I don't agree with that at all.
Well, it isn't, and that's what these studio executives who are getting paid millions and millions of dollars to bastardize something that we really love and respect, which is Star Wars, made by George, don't understand. And they think that if you have any sort of rhetoric that goes against the thing that they so-called are making, this creative masterpiece, thanks to Kathy and Bob Iger and all that, then you're a toxic part of the fan base. Look, I'm not going to pull a page out of John Boyega's book and wash the entire fandom, because of a few racist pieces of shit. You have to call it where it is. So, like, yes, there are toxic parts of fandom. There are toxic humans in the world. There are bad people that exist. Every single day, we have to deal with garbage people. Always. We ourselves might be garbage sometimes, and you learn and you character progress and you become a better person. You change your values. That's life. But to say that, oh shit, calling out how the toxic part of Star Wars fan base tends to come out very loudly. Well, maybe you shouldn't see them as toxic, but rather passionate fans. Sure, the assholes are assholes, but we're talking about, if you're going to generalize, we're talking about fans in general. We love Star Wars. So if people have a different vision or they don't agree with something that you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to do, you shouldn't be hitting them with insults and generalizing them as toxic. You should be maybe addressing different people's points of views. So I could see how some people didn't like this. I could see how some people didn't like that. But this was my vision and what I wanted to portray. Instead of just being a fucking asshole and saying, these are toxic parts of the fan, like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah,
Go
there's a
back to
much
making
more
fucking boring show.
there's a measured way to get out the same statement or the same sentiment, I think, and that is without the proven success that Star Wars can work on television through the mind of Jon Favreau, honoring the legacy of George Lucas. They proved that The Mandalorian could work, and therefore, like, Andor was greenlit and put into production. But it's clear that so many of these Lucasfilm executives are so audience obsessed and fan obsessed in the negative connotation of the fan base. It's exhausting. It's like they have to mention it every single time they talk about anything whatsoever is, by the way, there's a lot of Star Wars fans out there that we don't like. By the way, there's a toxic section of the fan base, instead of just being like, this is our show.
Right. So
we're excited for it. They want to go for it.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. The issue with this is that you are now looking, when you are an authority like that at Lucasfilm or whatever it might be, and you're now generalizing by saying anybody who does not like this show is a toxic part of the Star Wars fan base, then you're going to get someone like me or you or someone regular who's not being racist or sexist or anything like that, and it simply has an opinion by calling out their distaste for a show or a movie based on the fact that it was boring or the story or characters or whatever it might be, the progression, then you are now lumping them all in as a toxic part of the Star Wars fan base. So then everyone who liked it and the shills were getting paid to like it, all of those people in one group who are the positive are now going to look at anybody who has a differing opinion as toxic. And it's purporting this kind of narrative where anybody who doesn't just eat this slop and love it without any sort of analysis beyond, it was amazing, I didn't know how much I needed this. We see those guys all the time at the red carpet premieres. Then they're all of a sudden toxic or they're invalid. And I think that is such bullshit. So, these executives need to do a little bit better when they're calling out toxic parts of the fan base. Just get your millions, write your fucking story, and leave. Don't talk about the fan base.
And then he goes on to say, it's horrible what people say, it's terrible. And the truth is, we don't have a show without them. They give us the muscle to go.
No, Kathy gives you the muscle to go and the millions to go. So, how Revenge of the Sith cost about $120 million and Andor cost $750 million. I don't know what you guys are doing with that money. Where is it going? What are you guys doing with it? So that's one question. The other one is your head so far up your ass that you can't understand that the people who are toxic are the actual only ones that have been making this fan base worth $4 billion to begin with when you bought it from George. So maybe you should be a little bit nicer to your target audience instead of generalizing everyone. If you want to call out the shitty people, then single them out. Those people are out there and they need to be singled out. Don't generalize everybody just because they didn't like the show. Get real.
Yeah, and again, it's just the blanket term. Toxic, just in this case, means everybody that didn't like it, which is just an unfair, broad paint stroke.
To play devil's advocate, if you actually look at and chat's bringing this up, if you look at the way that this paragraph is worded, he never used the word toxic. It was Gizmodo that have inserted it very slyly so that it comes out into the news cycle.
Ugh.
Look at it. You see how it's outside the quotes? That's some sleazy wording, right? Because you don't, it looks like it's all quotes.
Right.
It's in between it. So it looks like he said it all. Ooh. Ooh. And this is why it's hit the news run really hard
Yeah, there's a major problem up there. So
They're pushing their agenda.
Oh, of course, but also, yeah,
You
it's
know,
like they're hand in hand.
I don't know if it's it's one thing that they're pushing an agenda for sure. But I think generalizing an entire audience based on them not liking something, and lumping them in with people who are clearly assholes, such as racists and bigots and sexists, I think that's the issue. Because then you're really not addressing the problem. You're now just kind of you're almost protecting the real asshole people, the real toxic people who have a problem with skin color of a character or whatever it might be. For the people who love the project and just want good stories and have a real problem and disconnect with the lack of character progression or the character arcs that are or aren't there and where they're going. So it's like, instead of generalizing, because it just gets real muddy, you want to address the people who obviously are assholes for, I would say, reasons that shouldn't even be there, versus the people who have like real opinions and have been fans for their whole life. Let's address those separately. Otherwise, you're just protecting the people that are just hiding behind the real fans.
You know what's a really clever thing that he's also said? At the top of the article, he says, their success is what would fuel the whole thing. Speaking of The Mandalorian, I mean, no, Baby Yoda. No, and then he says, no Baby Yoda, no Andor. Seriously, don't think we don't know that.
Yeah.
And then goes on to say that the only reason Andor exists is because of Grogu. But it's funny that there's this presupposition that anybody in the audience has gone, oh, screw Baby Yoda. And he's defending. It's like a straw man argument. Nobody's saying screw Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
We're saying season 3 went off the rails, but nobody's ever said that. But he's defending something nobody's ever said. To my knowledge, I've never seen it. Just weird. Fighting phantoms.
It's just interesting that he would say something like, without the success of The Mandalorian or without the success of Baby Yoda, that we wouldn't have gotten this opportunity, talking like this isn't like the third biggest IP in the entire planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean it wouldn't be greenlit? It's a Star Wars television show. It's set in an era around the Empire. This is extremely on brand for you guys. What are you talking about? Like,
maybe it's an upper echelon corporate puff piece to puff up the ego of Kathy Kennedy and Iger, because he's fighting phantoms. Nobody's saying these things, and he's like, without them championing this, blah blah blah. Go, you guys, and it's like, what?
Yeah, it's weird. Gehrig Story says, hey, Star Wars Theory, you're always pointing out how much money went into making Revenge of the Sith. How much is that money worth adjusted for today's inflation? So Revenge of the Sith was about 120 million, give or take. In today's inflation, that equates to just about $280 million. So roughly 2.3 times the amount. So essentially the price of the Acolyte. Let that sink in.
Around a Marvel movie budget. Jeez. Good job, George, man.
Oh, yeah.
I would expect that movie to be so much more expensive than that, especially all the effects implemented in it. And I think it's just because we're looking at it in contrast with the Disney's bloated budgets.
Speaking of that, guys, have y'all heard of the deluxe edition for the novelization of Revenge of the Sith? Because I think they might water down and took away stuff from the actual novel the first time. I have seen that they're coming out with a new cover. I'd be surprised if they actually take stuff out. That'd be weird. It wouldn't really make any sense to me. Yeah, that I think a lot of people would be like, they'd be comparing, right? Because most of those purchasers are people who have the original book, so they just want, it's I don't want to say it's a cash grab, but it is. It's it's the same book, new cover, 20th anniversary, with now the Disney label on it. So it's I'd be surprised if they actually took stuff out. That'd be not a good look.
You know what I'm thankful for, dude? The fact that Celebrations in Japan coinciding with the anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. So like the Anakin statue, I linked you guys on Twitter. I was like, just holy fucking shit, this shit is good. Like the
Yeah.
Japanese, you know, with their artistry together with peak Star Wars. Oh,
They go super well together.
We have a lot of super chats to get
insane.
through, and we will. I just want to definitely highlight some of the massive ones that came in, and we're going to get to everyone here. So whether you sent 99 cents or $500, we will always read your super chat. We do not discriminate.
Theory's shaming me because I sent him 99 cents while he's fighting Dasan and Jedi Outcast the other day.
Did you?
Good. Oh no, that was the one before. I'm sorry. Every time you get on stream, I'm like, I'm going to send him like just whatever the lowest amount of money is, just so he has to read my comment.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, 99 cents. Did you do it on your phone?
Yeah. No.
You fucker.
No. Why?
Because you know what happens when they do it on their phone, right? So 30% goes to Apple, another 30% goes to YouTube. So
I don't use Apple.
Yeah, it's something
I'm a
like
gentleman.
I think it works out to like 38% gone, or no, more than that. It works out to like, I don't think it's 60% gone. That'd be crazy, but it's like 30% of that 30% that YouTube. I don't really know. I don't understand it.
It just hurt me. Theory was 1v1ing Dasan, just brute forcing him, not
Yeah,
using
well-
any of the tricks. I was like, that dude, he doesn't even have like, he has infinite force, like 5 times your power. Like, just.
I know, dude. It was
Oh.
so rough. Yeah. So those who don't know, on the gaming channel, I was playing Jedi Knight 2, and my God, Dasan is just such a bastard.
Did you get him eventually?
No.
No, he
No.
didn't save Scum. I was like, you got to like get 3 hits in, maybe save. He didn't do that. He just went raw 1v1 from the start. I'm like, oh, this is like Dark Souls, dude. He
That
cheats.
game's infuriating.
I know. I gotta like go into that plasma thing and get the invincibility for like 10 seconds. I love this. I love this. Dude. This Finn's character. Why would you racist fans do this? Oh, it's got to be one of the best ones I've seen in a while for sure.
It just summarizes it all extremely well too. It's like no other context needed.
No,
Perfect.
it's amazing.
Well
It's
done.
really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Sure.
gather memes.
Well done, whoever made that.
Too good. It really is like that too, because it's like, dude, you're so off base right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know we talked about it all last stream, but it's all the fans wanted him to have a way bigger role, so it's just not fair.
What up,
Oh, the
Jedi
Hot
Alliance?
Toys, that's the one.
I did, yeah. I did see it. Looks cool.
Yeah, the like Sith Anakin, dark side Vader Anakin. Ooh.
They
Yeah,
got so
I
good at making them.
have the convention exclusive one for like since I got it in Chicago.
Anakin
He's
looks
not
so
coming
good
back,
with the
guys.
Sith eyes. Yeah, he's gone. He looks so good with the Sith eyes. It just fits so perfectly. Hayden does such a good job in that movie. His like stares are incredible.
This is from like this is a convention exclusive I got in 2018, something like that. It looks pretty badass.
Is that a hot toy?
Yeah, he's like chilling on the lava.
Oh, nice. That piece is cool.
Yeah, it is. It is a cool
Oh,
piece.
wow.
Yeah. Where is he? Yeah. There we go. Fix that a little bit.
That's sick.
You underestimate my power.
God, you're good at that.
Yeah. Well, I used to think I was Anakin as a kid.
So what's the
Like
difference?
cringe level.
Cringe level.
Yeah, like definitely. I'm sure I'm autistic in some sort of way.
We've all done cringe shit in the name of Star Wars love. It's just a part of it.
Anyways,
So what's the difference between the new exclusive figure and like that one? Is it?
No idea. I think the new one just like he's got real hair, so that he looks better. I don't know. Not really sure.
That real hair thing kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm fine if it's fake. You know,
Yeah.
I'm completely fine if you want to have the action figure have fake hair.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend another $150 to get the real hair one.
Yeah.
The sniffing.
Yeah, for sniffing.
This one's like just plastic hair.
I think that looks better though most of the time.
Yeah.
Be so funny if it was Hayden's actual hair.
Yeah,
We got pictures of him, and he's missing bunches.
grown
little-
from Hayden himself.
Yeah,
I might
he's
buy
just got-
that one, Loki.
Yeah.
As creepy as that sounds.
Where's my one got curly hair?
What up, cosplay Caleb? Looking good. Hey guys, big fan of the show. Theory, I was wondering if you had thoughts about releasing a Grievous set with a brief dissipation cards of the previous owners of the lightsaber. Excited to see you at Toronto Fan Expo in August. A Grievous set. It's kind of cool. It's a cool idea. Never thought of that. Sorry, I meant to type description cards.
Thank you. I was like,
Thank you,
dissipation?
what's that called? The Bored Ape?
Yeah, those NFTs that went crazy.
Have those still are those still worth anything?
I don't believe so, but
Does
I'm
anybody
not.
give a shit anymore?
I had a friend that after crypto went huge, he like quit his job and everything, but you know, he's back to work now, so that's the best indication to me.
Yeah. P. Adi Diddy says, "What's up, boys? I'm high on watching Tron Legacy, and man, what a super underrated movie. 10 out of 10 soundtrack, cast, and world building. If Disney put half as much effort into the sequels, they'd be revered.
Revered.
Revered?
This is 3 degrees of separation. The dude who trained me in Jedi Academy of all this is you want to talk about tism. The dude who trained me in Jedi Academy, a game I lived in for like 2-3 years, was actually a tricker in real life. He played the double of Will Smith in Gemini Man, and his best mate, who was also good at flips and shit, he was like, "Yeah, this is my best mate." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And he's like, "He's Rinsler in the movie Tron." And I was like,
What?
"Rinsler!" Like, I was like, "I need to meet Rinsler." Like, oh my god,
Shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah.
You guys saw the new trailer for what is it, Aries?
I did not. No, I have not seen
I
it.
did.
I
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to. People would ask me to do it live, and I'd just rather do it fresh. I don't want to.
Oh, well, we can't say the biggest spoiler, but I think the concept the way they're moving is actually clever. I went, "Oh, that makes so much
Well,
sense."
Let's watch it together right now.
Please.
it. Yeah, you want to bring it up? My computer has an issue with bringing up anything that has sound. I can bring up, static images, but anything that has sound, it just doesn't play it for some reason on StreamYards. So if one of you can bring it up and enable sound.
Thanks, Dash.
Oh, you can hear me typing. Wait a second.
So is this Jared Leto is like producing a portion of this film? That's what I understand? Does chat know or
They were filming this one downtown.
Oh no way. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I'd pass by the set late at night sometimes.
That's cool.
It was last year. Last year around like April, May. Yeah.
It's so weird to see set. The only set I ever saw was in like 2005. I was walking down the street to get a protein shake in the middle of Melbourne CBD. And there's this bouncer in front of like an alley and all these trucks set up and said, "Hey, like sipping a Musashi shake." I'm like, "What's going on here?" And he's like, "Oh," and there's a guy on a motorcycle just like 30 foot away, revving it and, whatever. He goes, "I can't tell you." And I'm like standing there for 5 minutes. He's like, "That's Nick Cage, Ghost Rider." I lost my shit. Nicholas! You probably hear me in the back of the movie. Oh, the Ghost Rider.
Were they filming was it the second one?
First.
The
actually.
first one, dang.
Yeah, they filmed The Matrix here too. I think we're just cheap as chips. Like, they're like, "Do you need a whole city, bro? We'll pay you to come here."
That's crazy.
Nothing like that has ever happened.
Crazy. John Cena will be at the Dallas Fan Expo now, so definitely won't be going to see Boyega. Do you sell blue lightsaber hilts at the conventions? We sure do. Yeah. It'll be cool to see you. You got to let me know. I'm never lose your nerd. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Dallas one. That's right after Nashville. So Nashville's May 16th to the 18th, ICC Con. And then Dallas is like 12, 13 days after that. On the 31st until the 2nd, or 30th until the 2nd, or something like that.
You going back home, or are you gonna hang out in the States for a while?
No, I think I will either go to Miami or Orlando or both. I know Epic Universe is going to be open at that time.
Dude, yes.
I have a year pass at Universal Orlando, so I get early access. So I'll definitely go check that out. And then our warehouse is in Florida as well, which will also be a by appointment only storefront. So if you guys are in the area, you ever want to like just grab something, like grab a saber or something like that, you can literally just come to the shop. One of the boys by appointment only, and one of the boys will give it to you. I might be there too. We'll see, especially during that time. Or go to Miami.
You do like a
Just chill there.
stream. Do like a stream, have people come in and do like appointment streams, say, hey, what's up? Here's your saber.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We could maybe do like a meetup at the warehouse. That'd be sweet. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. Be like, Ollivander's shop of wands. It's like, what do you
Give
want?
him a tour.
I don't know if I'll be doing that, but
I want a tour. I want to see this place.
Yeah. But
Don't let him in theory.
Look, the warehouse isn't, the warehouse won't be what the warehouse will be in a few years. Let's just say that, right? The vision I have for it, with everything that we'll be doing, which will be the sabers, which will be my books, then my comic books, and then all the merch that I'm in works now to make some nice stuff that I'm really proud of. So, but yeah, people will see it. I'll make videos for sure.
I feel like that's such a cool step to be able to build a business and then like have an official place for that business that's not just, in constant transit or like your own home.
Yeah. Well, I think it's thankfully it's gotten to the point where it's expanding so unbelievably fast that we don't have the infrastructure to like handle that kind of load. So we didn't anticipate that it would grow this fast, and I think that's a real testament to the products and the team. So I'm excited, learning as I go. Everyone's really excited, so all the boys are stoked. We're gonna have those cool like shipping out videos and stuff like that. It's gonna be great.
That is sick.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff planned. And then we're gonna turn one of the areas into like a podcast studio, so like we could have that as like a hub where we'll have guests out and stuff like that, and there's a whole plan. So in due time.
That's gonna be super cool, though.
Yeah.
What are you gonna call the building? Just Theory Sabers, or do you have like an official name for it? Or
Theory Sabers is fine. Yeah.
Theory Headquarters. Theory Powers.
Piatti Diddy. I already sent that message to Jesse, to Kyberphonic. It'd be cool. Do some inspired thing. One-armed Sukiyuki. What up? Thank you so much, Sukiyuki. Got my third saber yesterday. Hope all is well. Thank you so much, General. Hello there. Hope you like it. What'd you get? Grandmaster Choda says, not a Star Wars question, but what advice would you all give me as a bro beginning his fitness journey? Is it wise to burn fat first or start lifting for gains? Wait, why are you laughing? Did I say
no, it's his icon.
The PP, the profile picture.
There's a PP?
No, it's no. Don't put those glasses. Don't do it.
All right. Okay, it's all right then. The first thing would be to change that profile picture, but is it wise to burn fat first? I would. Well, it depends how much fat you're carrying, but I would. some of the really big heavy guys, they're actually very, very strong because, imagine walking around with like 200 or 300-pound vest, on your skeleton. So the amount of muscle you have to build for that is you're going to be very strong and jacked already. It's just covered with fat. So depends what you look like, your body composition. I would build muscle first. Because the more you build muscle, the more you're feeding yourself with protein. You can eat endless amounts of protein, like steaks and whatever meats. Or if you're vegetarian, I mean, whatever, you figure it out. And the more muscle you build, the more your metabolism is going to increase. So, which means that you'll have to do less in order to burn fat. So it's going to be a lot faster for you. Whereas if you don't have much muscle and you're just like starving yourself, like you're just going to be skinny fat, and you're going to pack on weight. Like if you miss a day of proper eating or you don't train, you're going to pack on the fat way faster than if you were constantly in a thermogenic mode of burning fat and building muscle.
Yeah, if I was untrained, I would definitely lift and do cardio at the same time, because you can build muscle and lose fat when you're like a newbie lifter. After about a year or two, you typically have to decide between you're going to bulk or cut. But for the first little while, you're going to be able to basically do both. And lifting definitely burns calories too. I think people forget that. They think like, oh, I have to either go to the gym and do strictly cardio or do strictly weights. But if you're going for it, and you can even do fat loss centered weight exercises, like you can do HIIT training, high intensity interval training, which is like quick succession repetitions and quick exercises right next to each other. You can do that, but I would definitely lift and not just lose weight. I remember when I was really heavy, I thought that once I got to a skinny point, I would be happy, but I just wasn't. And I wish I had begun lifting too, because that's what most people kind of want, I think, is they want the more muscle on the frame, and being thin isn't really what everybody wants, or at least personally speaking, not what I would want.
No, I don't know why anyone would want that. Why? You want to be strong. You want to be like healthy and
capable.
Yeah, if you see a lion and it's like malnourished and it's got its ribs sticking out, it's like you're like.
So do both. Do both, man.
Oh, Piatti Diddy. Also, hey, Theory, once episode 3 is out, would you consider releasing an art of or making of book as a collector of the prequel art books? I think that'd be pretty dope. Love you guys. Stoops, you're buff AF. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. We'll see what happens. But even like releasing that in a book with the full script and like notes and stuff, I think would be fun because I have them all. So
yeah. Cool. Yeah, to have your own too.
Yeah.
Document all the concept art. That would be incredible.
What up, Ethan?
Give it away with sabers. Have autographs.
Yeah.
All right, Stoops. It's not get carried away here. Give it away with sabers. You know how much each one of those cost me? Father Theory, Brother Stoops. You just give it away, man. All right, I'm trying to run a business here, okay? And pay for $1 million fan film at the same time. We ain't giving shit away. Father Theory, Brother Stoops, and Dash. What's up, pimp? In my opinion, Season 7 Clone Wars Maul Ahsoka arc is peak Star Wars with Whitwer Eckstein's performance, the raw emotion. I think it's some of the best Star Wars we got. Opinion, why not? Rewatched 7 times. Ooh. I think it's very good. It's very moving. But, for me, I think that the characters, while they're very important, aren't like Anakin and Obi-Wan to me, or Luke and Vader, or Yoda and Palpatine. So it's very impressive. It's very cool. It's very moving. But there's a cap for me, right? And it's based on the characters. Maul and Ahsoka are, like, for me, probably B-list characters. They're second in line, but they're not number one. So there's like a ceiling for me for them. But it's still amazing.
I like the way that arc services Revenge of the Sith. So while it's not quite on the level of something like Obi-Wan and Anakin's confrontation, I don't know if you guys have seen the edits where you can watch Anakin's turn in conjunction with Ahsoka sensing his turn. I just I love that final arc in season 7 of the Clone Wars. I wish that they had done Son of Dathomir with the earlier arcs instead of even the Bad Batch, but I can definitely see why you could call season 7 peak Clone Wars, and I think it's pretty satisfying.
I'd say Clone Wars is pretty high up there. In all of Star Wars, no. I mean, I think there are 3 or 4 moments I would probably pick out of the movies.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's no moment in season 7 that reaches anywhere close to like Anakin's fall or the Vader reveal, but I love when the stories in the background just flesh out the main story more. And Revenge of the Sith and Clone Wars season 7 are just the perfect companion to one another.
You know what moment for me was the most probably one of my favorite moments and sticks out in my mind the most is when Anakin went to save his mom. I'd say in all of Star Wars, that's got to be one of the most impactful and badass scenes, and I don't see anybody really ever talking about it. So from my perspective, maybe I'll make a video, like a short one or something, but just to explain, from my perspective, like that's a moment in Anakin's life where the thing that's the most important to him is the Jedi Council and being a Jedi, and following their dogmatic rules. But when he finds out that his mom is needs his help, he breaks all that. He doesn't give a shit, and he goes on what he feels is right. And I think that's very Qui-Gon. I think it's very realistic, because if we were all in some similar situation, we wouldn't be like, no, but the council said detach. Fuck off. And he just leaves Padme, like, who's his love, who's his duty, leaves Padme, doesn't give a shit about what the Jedi say, goes on his own journey, and you just see he's just tunnel visioned as he's on his speeder. And Duel of Fate starts playing. And he's just investigating where this camp is, asking the Jawas, looking at clues, and finally finds it. And he's just like Batman on top of this freaking peak. And then he just swoops in. It's such a fucking cool scene that is just so heavy. I think more people need to really respect it.
It's a lot like Luke going off to Bespin, Jedi Masters telling him, hey, you have a duty, you have a responsibility to train, and him just being like, my friends are in danger, bye. It's quite Skywalker-esque.
Poetry.
Yeah.
Times.
Yeah. It's super reflective also of the flaws of the Jedi Council, because I think we're so hyper-fixated a lot of the time as viewers of like thinking of the shortfalls and pitfalls of Anakin and not the pitfalls of the Council, where this innocent woman is in danger, being tortured. Why are we not being more sympathetic or even helping him out? Like sending him more Jedi to defuse the situation. Instead, it's an all or nothing thing, and it really makes Anakin being driven to the dark side make a lot of sense, because he feels alone in that moment. And it's so sad, because he doesn't have to be alone, but the Jedi want him to feel that way. They want him to rely on what they're saying. They want him to rely only on what they teach him, and to forego something that is so basic in humanity, which is your love for your own mother in most cases. It's super tragic.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Jessica. What up, Raul? Hope y'all are doing great. Also, Dash, will you be making a Discord anytime soon? Let me know when you do. I'd love to shout it out.
I've got a Discord. I don't even know. It's just called Dark Lord Dash. Yeah. If you join, by the way, speaking of respecting Shmi and the legacy, the Shmi fan fiction should be out by the end of the week. Just this beautiful poetry of like theory breaking down how emotional it is. And it is one of the most epic scenes proving the fallibility of the Jedi and the code. And I'm sitting there internally going, don't say it, dude. Don't say it, dude. Don't say it, dude. But it is coming out. It's being edited as we speak. Oh, the disappointment.
Chat. So I have a Discord. We have about 8,000 members. But I've recently learned that the link that's been in all of my videos doesn't actually work. So could some of you in the chat, let me know. Sorry, we have 8,579 members. I want to get that to 10. I think that'd be cool. Grow the empire. And we have rooms in there for like literally everything. Like there are rooms that are just Marvel, rooms that are Sabers, rooms that are Cobra Kai, Dragon Ball, anime, shit, freaking whatever you want. Gym. There's a lot of conversations going on all over the place. Harry Potter room. Let me try to get the link here. DDD.
I don't know why they make links that like disappear within 12 minutes. And you're like, why would I not click the link that never disappears? I don't get that with Discord. They like give you an option. Do you want a link that goes away in 3 seconds, or do you want one that lasts forever? And it's like
I used a
forever,
permanent one. I used a permanent one, so I don't know what the deal is, but I think
that's
it's
what I'm
like
saying. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they must have updated it. I don't know. It's annoying.
All right, chat. Refresh the stream, and you're going to see it in the description. So you go ahead and join my Discord, baby.
Join us.
We're gonna have some fun.
Actually, I need to join. God damn.
Yeah, you can promo your stuff. Let me know the link once you create your Discord. I'll just put it in the chat.
Just
in the
spam all of the channels. Dash.
Yeah. No. I'll put it in the announcements, and it goes to like every single.
No,
member.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I do. I was just fucking around.
Yeah. Theory. You can't give up your commitments to the watch parties with the viewers. Well, I never will. On another note, I just opened 2 Grandmaster mystery boxes, each with free sabers. I could kiss you for what I got. You know, it's a mixed bag with those mystery sabers. Sometimes people will be like, "Fuck, why did I get this?" It's like, it's a mystery, bitch. Like, what? You go to buy a lottery ticket? Are you gonna go to the kiosk and be like, "Fuck you, I didn't win"? It's like, well, at least with our stuff, you win. You get something every time, and it's a mixed bag. You could get a golden ticket. You could get a saber you didn't want, but get a gold ticket for 5 free. You could get the saber that you wanted, but not with the sound font, that package you wanted, or you could get everything you wanted, like right here, Fro Productions. Thank you, man. Glad you're happy. So,
I want to know what he got.
yeah, well, he got Grandmaster mystery boxes, so his chances of getting something insane were very high.
I recommend a mystery box. I got it. I love the saber. I would prefer a silver, and that was one of the best parts about it. Was when you don't know what you want, if you get something and it's not exactly what it informs you more what you actually want. Because I've been asking Theory, like, what do I want? He's like, I don't know, dickhead, figure it out. And I'm like, okay. So like, I was like, all right. But like, so I 100%. The mystery box is great because it is a mystery, but if you don't get exactly what you want, you will then just 100% know. I actually sent Stoops. I said, this is what I want, Stoops. And then I thought he would buy it for me, but he hasn't even opened it on Discord. I swear to God, look, if you look at Discord, I was like, no, not to buy it. I was just like, I think this is the one. Let me have a look. What did I actually say?
I am so new to Discord still, dude. I'm sorry.
And then you go mystery box. It'll be right
Don't
there.
Apologize.
And then it's all there for you. You can choose, and it shows you like the percentage of what you get, like so you go for that.
Ghost Flame, because it has the organic, like the wrap around the handle. I think that would be good. It's got the smoothness. That's what I came up with.
Mm-hmm. And it'll show you percentage and like possibilities, so it's very transparent in like what you could get. So if you get like the most basic one, 90% chance SD RGB. If you're feeling lucky, I mean, shit, you could get a replica Profi or SN 7%. But if you go to the Grandmaster, which is what Fro Productions got, he has a 70% chance of a Profi Pixel Saber, 20% chance of replica Profi. So it probably sounds like he got 2 of those from his message.
Roll the dice.
And if you do this during BOGO sales, you get another mystery saber in the box as well. So you essentially get 2 for 1. Plus the golden ticket that could be coming out in your box. So it took a while for us to like calculate everything and do the probabilities, but so far everyone is pretty freaking excited about it. So I like it. I think it's one of our most interesting offers.
Agreed. Love the box too.
Hey man, just want to say thanks for everything you've brought to the Star Wars community. I've been watching your videos since 2017 and have been obsessed since. Thank you so much for everything. Well, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here without you watching.
Good looking dog.
What up, Delta Dan? What up, Peter B. Parker? Return of the Jedi Luke versus Attack of the Clones Anakin in a fight.
What?
I would say Attack of the Clones Anakin would beat Return of the Jedi Luke.
That's really
senseless.
Hold on here. Hold on.
Because Anakin's going to get a huge boost in power after Dooku. He's going to fight Ventress. That Anakin definitely beats Return of the Jedi Luke.
I think that Anakin would beat the shit out of Luke.
But it's 100%. Like how good is he before Dooku though?
Just compare his lightsaber skills to Luke's. Like it's just not even.
Here's my question. What would Luke's fight look like against Vader if it was filmed today with George, not Disney, versus then? Because I feel like he was restrained by his time. Yeah, I think it would look a lot different. There'd be some behind the back spins and shit.
I don't know.
It'd be crazy.
Probably Anakin.
I want to give myself a shameless plug. So, you guys didn't know I have a Dragon Ball Theory channel. I just uploaded a new video an hour ago. Go check it out if you're into Dragon Ball. Thank you. Bro needs a new camera.
I do.
I know.
It's freaking time.
Hey guys, what up, Austin? Just curious, when you read Star Wars books, with clones in them, do you read their voices in Tamora Morrison's voice or D. Bradley Baker's voice? You know what? Clones, I think I read more so in D. Bradley Baker's, but Boba and Jango in Tamora's.
Agreed.
Totally.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers, even first gen Stormtroopers, where they're transitioning, it's like that generic American voice, the bit crushed helmet voice. That's what I hear in my head. Though, that crossover.
Stormtroopers are always higher pitched than the clones. Always.
What's up, Joe? Thanks, Joe. Disney Plus off the rails. First killing kids, now grape. Yeah, it's crazy that they showed that in Kenobi. Wild. What up, Fernando? Thank you for gifting 10 memberships. What up, UW? HoloNet here. Hope you guys are doing well. I believe Kathleen is still looking for a win, hence why early release. But hey, lots of content to be made, Theory. Stoops, the Luke Jesus video is amazing. I have news.
Congratulations. When I hear I have news, I always think like somebody's pregnant or something, but I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you, HoloNet.
Thank you, man.
Big super chat from Michael Bayo. Just wanted to check in and show support. I do have a question. What is the saber that Starkiller is holding in The Force Unleashed, and will you have it for sale? He is my favorite Star Wars character. Is it the Apprentice Weathered Visible Crystal SK1? Well, there's two, right? So it depends on what you want. We carry both of them, both replicas. Let me bring it up on screen here. My Apprentice. So you just go here. Either one. We have them both.
Ooh.
You didn't know this, did you?
They're good looking shape. No,
they're really beautiful, man. They're like this one at conventions, like people just it sells very well. People always want to collect this one just because of the crystal, and the crystal on this changes color, which is different from the Fallen Knight crystal, which does not change color, and it's not meant to. So, yeah.
I don't even recognize that first saber, the SK first one.
Mm-hmm. It was two different.
I feel like a fake fan every time that happens. I'm like, I should know this. That I don't recognize that one.
People love this one too because of the wrap. You can take the wrap off if you want, or you can.
I
have
love
it
the
on.
wrap.
It's beautiful.
Organic.
It is so nice. Yeah. So we've been experimenting with different colored wraps and stuff as well. So it's been fun. Yeah. And those who, if you haven't check out the tutorials. We have a lot of tutorials on just like spinning and like dueling, like beginner stuff. So that's all there. Anyways. But thank you, Michael. But yeah, we got both of them. I am not a fan of seeing women get hurt in shows, especially in Star Wars. It's weird.
Confronting. It's confronting. It's not the
Doesn't make
natural
sense.
setting, right? Yeah.
No.
You just go, oh.
It really doesn't feel right in the context of Star Wars, especially.
Not at all. Oh, just to give a little more clarity. So if Michael, if you want the one that's in the actual, oh geez, where is it here? Then it would be in the photo. It would be this one. Just realized I went on a tangent there. But that would be this guy. Bang. Right there. This is like dual ones.
God damn. Beautiful sabers, not the best game.
You didn't like the game?
No, number 2. Number 2 was just
Yeah.
I beat it so quickly. I couldn't believe the stark contrast between both. Just
I still
felt
love the
rushed.
second game. You feel so strong, though. It's so.
Where's
I
the
wanna feel
DLC
weak.
guy?
Oh yeah, where's the? Yeah, he's lacking.
This is your
today.
moment.
He's here somewhere. Come on, dude. Where are you?
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, we've been conversing via Instagram about the commissions, about the pictures that we asked of him, and he's like, "What's Stoop's email?" I said, "Better yet, do you want his home number and address?"
Social security number.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. Thank you, Link. But black?
Black. Is
All
that was it Carlton?
Gilroy didn't say toxic. The article did.
Yeah, Dash
Sneaky,
caught that.
sneaky.
Do you think it will get to a point where the fans will come together and make their own continuity, their own EU through fan films? Well, yes, of course.
It's
Happening,
happening.
baby.
What do you think we've been
I
doing?
feel like Theory's spearheading the whole thing until AI catches up. There's only one man who has the chutzpah to throw the money at this bad boy like that. So it's happening.
We need new Star Wars like fiction made by fans for fans.
Agree.
Welcome to my channel where there's 4,000 videos of different fan fictions and comics and things like that. Same with Stupendous Wave. I believe George knew his fan base was, well, yeah. Can you not take the old videos and upload them? I guess not. Those are all bought. Hey?
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Crazy. I believe George knew his fan base was getting older, so he wanted to pander to the OG audience. Hence the. Did you not ever like confront him and be like, "Look, dude, your channel's not worth the amount you're asking for"?
He said it wasn't what he was going to ask wasn't reasonable because he has an emotional attachment to the channel. And where do you go from there? You can't argue with somebody who says straight up, I'm not going to offer you the channel for a reasonable amount. You saw the amount and you were like, that's fucking unreasonable. And he promised it was not going to be reasonable. He's not uploading to it. It's hard because he's not uploading to it. And I kind of,
Well, it's like it was your channel. You sold it.
Yeah, well, I'm the dumbass who thought
Like, what-
there was no light at the end of the tunnel and sold it to somebody so that I could make KOTOR videos on a new channel instead.
What was it
And then
called?
Elder
You can
Scrolls-
type it to me. You don't have to mention it. What was it called? If you can just.
Oh yeah, I'll do it in private chat.
I
Yeah.
don't get why they
I wanna
wouldn't
look
be
at it.
open, especially if they're not posting anymore, though.
And not
You know what I
making
mean?
money from it. Yeah. So weird. Probably just residual income for him. Because if Star Wars booms, then it's there. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no, he
But like,
changed
he
it.
doesn't make Star Wars video. But does he? He doesn't make Star Wars videos, does he?
No, he fell out of love with Star Wars. He's making D&D stuff on a different channel, I think. I don't know. I feel like such a dickhead. Like, obviously, I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But like the fact that I wasn't smart enough to just make EU content, I just felt so betrayed. Like, I don't know. Such an idiot. It's all my fault. I'm not blaming anybody else. He can do
Oh my
whatever
god,
he wants with
dude.
it.
He gets like no views.
Yeah, he just doesn't.
Holy shit. Dude, he's done 3 videos in the last year?
One of them was mine. He
Yeah,
was
one of
kind
them
enough
is
to
just
let
your.
me
Yeah, dude.
just saying go to the new channel.
This channel isn't even worth. I would say at the very, very most, maybe $1,000 to $2,000. Like, I wouldn't even pay that for it. Because like all the subs are dead. Like there's no one's even watching anything. He's just inconsistent, and all the previous videos are from you anyways.
Yeah.
That's
Are you
crazy.
just communicating with him like over email, or are you having like actual chats with him? Because I think if you could just express maybe person
I've
to
tried.
person.
I've had a lot of Discord chat. There's no world unless like like a substantial amount of money it's ever going to happen. So it just
seems like such a pointless hill to die on. It's not being utilized. You could get something from it. I mean, $2,000, that's a lot of money. And if you're not posting on it,
But yeah, and he's lucky if he makes that in like a year.
right? So is it just like a spiteful thing? Do you think it could be, or like this is my playground, not yours?
Weird.
He said that look, he's trying to honor my legacy of the channel, and that he is emotionally attached to it. And for me, that's obviously hard because I feel like such an idiot for selling in the first I feel like such an idiot for not just doing EU content, even though because I was so bitter about what happened after The Last Jedi. I just am like, well, I don't know what to say to that. You know what I mean? Because it's still my baby. It's like I abandoned my boy.
Yeah. I can just only imagine. Like I love my channel. I'm so proud of it, and so to have someone be so unwilling.
I can't blame him. I made the stupid decision, and I was proud of my channel too. It's not like I like hated the fans or the channel or anything. I just literally was so hurt by Disney. I didn't even want to think about Star Wars for a point of time. I just wanted to disconnect, and then because I don't know. I know that that's hard to wrap your head around because you guys would be like,
you were just done with it. I get it.
But like, you take time away and you go, holy crap! Like this is something I've loved most of my life. Like, why would I let Disney take that away? But I think a lot of people are in my shoes though that really just went nah. Where, well, I know that there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of anger.
It's not even cool anymore. I keep seeing on the internet people like, why would you like Star Wars? And even that hurts me because I'm like, there's so much goodness. We've been so detached from it for so long that people are just not even hate it anymore. They're apathetic. They're like, why would you give a shit about this thing? Yeah.
I wish I could go back in time so bad and just relive the hype of The Force Awakens. That was so exciting to be a Star Wars fan in that time. It was unifying, and everybody was just excited for a new movie. It felt great.
Really? I'd go back in time and like just jump on George as he's trying to sign the contract.
Please, no.
No.
I think it was just because Star Wars was finally open again. Like George was, okay, we're going to get a ton of projects. I'm giving it to Disney, 7, 8, and 9. And at the time they were saying that he would still be heavily involved in everything. I remember
But that's why we were psyched, dude.
Yeah.
That's what they say that in relationships, it's expectations unmet that makes people unhappy. I was like, Disney would be dead if they didn't use the EU. They're going to use George's stories. They're going to use the
same.
EU. We're in a golden age. Nothing can go wrong. We're all going to live forever. Like famous last word. And I was just so hurt. As soon as The Last Jedi came, I knew that little voice in my head after The Force Awakens went, everything that you fear, like I didn't even conceive that how bad it would go down. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but it just, none of us saw this coming.
No one did. I still think it's interesting though, like at what point, I know I've asked before, but was it after The Force Awakens where you felt like, okay, I'm done? Or was it after
15 minutes into The Force Awakens with my parents? I was in a Cannes viewing, not Cannes, like France, the northern end of Australia, because I was living with them there for a minute. And I took him out because, Dad and I went and saw Return together of the Revenge of the Sith, sorry. So I was so stoked. And within 15 minutes, I just knew that like whatever Disney's doing was horribly, horribly off the, like, I can't explain it to you. I felt sick. And I thought, this isn't Star Wars. They don't understand Star Wars. And the whole movie, I just felt like an out-of-body experience where I was like, this is so bad. And then I just said to my dad, like, I think I'm done. And Dad's like, you can't, like, you're an idiot. This is worth like millions of dollars. Like, to you, like, you're throwing away. I said, I don't care. Like, I can't cover this thing if I don't love it anymore. But also the Battlefront 2, I think, just came out. Like, everything was just so off-brand, so off-base. I physically had a reaction to it. And I'm one of those people that's a little reactive, if you can't tell. If I feel like my heart's not in it, I just go, no, that's it. So I just cut myself off from the Force, went into exile, and was like, hopefully I can come around. But it just, I don't know, dude. I should have just kept going with what I love, listen to Rose.
Or rebranded, like done something else. Like with this guy.
Well, I did. I started covering KOTOR and I wanted to do more RPG stuff. So I still did Star Wars, just KOTOR and plotting around on the second channel, which I'm very proud of. But I just wish I didn't give it up and it became, the channel became what it did and whatever. Because again, I look at you guys carrying, like, you Theory are making your own fan stuff, which is just on the level and beyond Disney. Stoops is making the type of lore videos that I would be making now, like the long ones, the in-depth ones. I see your titles and I get so jazzed. That's your word, by the way, now. I get so jazzed when I see your shit come up. Like, I should have done that. I just did not see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Dang. I'm sorry.
I know, it sounds like a therapy session. I'm sorry.
No,
I mean, you made it. The guy probably was like, "Oh, I'll buy it," and whatever. I don't know.
I would have given it away. Literally, I just wanted somebody to take the torch because I just couldn't. I couldn't do that anymore because of what and it just sounds so stupid now that I look
at the
back.
time you made that decision and now you think differently. That's okay.
Well, it somehow brought me to you guys, which, I'm very thankful for. I mean, if that's not a testament to Theory, not giving a shit about numbers, a dude without a channel wandering around and him being like, come on the podcast. You know what I mean? Like, you could have done it. You could have got some big, sexy Eckhart's ladder or...
No.
What's the other guy, the big guy that you love? Explained. Get him on as the third.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. Thank you. To me, I look at people based on them as a person, not their subscriber count. Because I was a person before I had any subscribers. So subscribers and money doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean shit. I've met people with a lot of subscribers and they're complete dickheads, like just the fakest piece of shit person I've ever met. But they have a lot of subscribers. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. So, judge people on who they are as a person.
Yeah, but you two are the biggest, and you're also the most humble that I've come across. Not like ladder climbing, fake people. And that I think that it's not a coincidence.
Because we're true nerds. We were fucking bullied our whole life by assholes, and now we're just happy to be in a space where we belong. Like, we're not gonna turn into a bully because we know what it feels like, And I think, after I hate bullies. I hate them. I hate them so much. I'll never turn into one.
Nobody would bully Sweet Stoops in his cat shirt. Show them this cat shirt. What does it say?
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Best. Oh,
I feel that hardcore, being a nerd and, it not being cool. And then now we have the chance to, I guess you could say, trailblaze like a section of the Star Wars fandom. And the idea that you would, come in and be mean to people just because is just not right. And it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. If you're a dick, you're just a dick. And that's the worst thing.
Don't you think that has happened in the fandom, though? Sorry to go off the rails, but like, it was not cool to like Star Wars until Force Awakens. And then those people took over a certain section, and then they tried to gatekeep the fandom that was already pre-existing out of Star. I feel like another part of it too, that why I left it, was because all the people that I knew that were all like creators and people, the schism in the fandom, we had gone from pure love to people saying like, you're a piece of shit if you don't like Disney and an Easternophobe and you should die in a hole. And we had I personally, as Stoops can attest to that theory, just gotten love from the audience. It felt celebratory. So I actually took a step back, like, whoa, am I like,
it changed fast?
Am I an asshole? Yeah. Am I an asshole? Like like maybe I am toxic. So they got me. They caught me.
No, I mean, I think there was that phase where, you're trying to understand, what direction Lucasfilm, because Lucasfilm, when George owned it, was Lucasfilm, like the best company in the world for media and movies. It was true. It wasn't corporate. And so then I didn't even understand really, what that difference was at that age. You just know you connect with it and love it. And so once it was purchased by Disney, you're still holding on to what Lucasfilm originally was for so many years, that you find yourself like with major copium. And I would say, like, if it wasn't for that level of just literally not understanding what they're doing and thinking that there's a plan here, I wouldn't have been able to be so creative with theories and like come up with different like loopholes or explanations as to, essentially like doing their own damage control without that being the intention. Just trying to make sense of shit storytelling, uncreative storytelling, and making it creative and making it better. And that's what millions of people have told me over the comments and over all the years and videos. So it's like, it started out that way, and then now it's the gradient is on the other side, where I see what they are. I see what they're doing. I see what they're pushing. And now I just talk out about it. Now I just talk out how this is not what George wanted. It's not what he intended. And if there is something that is in line with what George intended, then I give that praise. And I say, okay, great. We need more of this. But if it goes completely against the grain, like Acolyte or whatever, best believe I'm going to call it out. And if people don't like me for that, well, fuck them. They weren't Star Wars fans back when I was a kid and ostracized for it and a loner because I read Star Wars comics and books and shit like that in elementary school and high school. Like, they hopped on this bandwagon like freaking once Disney took over. And now they want to tell me how to be a Star Wars fan. Take a hike.
But that's your superpower, I feel like. Because whereas I took inventory of myself and went, oh, am I bad? Like, is my audience right? Like, not my audience, but some of the Disney Pro audience when I started speaking out against it. And so the first thing I do is I go, whoa, recoil and go, take inventory. Am I bad? I think that I'm not for the fans, whatever. But because you were bullied so heavily, I feel, as a child, because you have had to do that so much in your life, when someone tells you what you are, you don't have to stop and take in. You just go, no, fuck up. Like, I know who I am. I know what I love, and I'm not moving. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Because I had enough of that, like, kind of introspection as a kid where I'm like, okay, well, if like these people like don't invite me to, you know, parties or hangouts or after school events or whatever, like they don't invite me to sit with them at lunch, like, you know, why is that? And I was always very like understanding of like, okay, like I'm not amazing, so like what, you know, what's the deal? But it got to the point of like people were just fucking assholes. Like people are just mean. Like I never bugged anyone or did anything. I was just a quiet kid. So now it's that same nerve that gets hit. It's like, hey, fuck you. Like I just look at things very pragmatically and very logically. Like, okay, so this person doesn't like me because in their mind they think I'm this, that, and the other thing, and they put me in a political box and all this, and then that means that I'm like this person and that person, and so that's the angle they're coming from, and I'm able to just see that, you know, from a psychologist's perspective. And you know, I give credit to, you know, my parents for raising me with an analytical mind, and then like, you know, 3 years of intense psychology sessions with Dr. Steve Phillips in Manhattan that really like shaped my understanding of myself and other people and how they view me and how they view the world and how to deal with that stuff. So for me, I just see that as like, all right, well, that's a you problem, pal. Like, go enjoy your life. That must suck. So yeah, I did the recoil when I was a kid, but now it's like, nah, you're not gonna get me on that shit.
You built the foundation.
Well, yeah, and it's not to mean that I'm never introspective. I think one of the things that I really value about myself as I age is the ability to be introspective and like, what's the word? Be self accountable. If I fuck up, I fuck up. I gotta fix it. I gotta be better. And I think the constant improving all the time, whether it be in relationships or work or business or channel or my own life, I gotta always have that on the go. I'm never perfect, and I never will be. So that's my mindset. Is if I'm always trying to like fix myself, and someone's coming at me with some bullshit, I'm gonna be like, well, no, you're full of shit, dude. Like, especially about a Star Wars movie, take a hike.
For real. And just having a YouTube channel, and you do this too, no matter the size of the channel, it's still you. It's still who you are. It's still your opinions.
Yeah.
And the larger you get shouldn't affect that. And I think that there's an expectation that once you achieve a certain subscriber number or view
Yeah.
number that you sort of conform, you know, that you fall in line at that point. And those people lost track of what it means to do YouTube. You know what I mean? Like you built the brand off of you being you. You built it off of your opinions. You built it off of the parts of Star Wars lore that you enjoy. You know, people get upset with speaking personally, like, why have you not covered a lot of the Disney content? And it's just like, I just don't have passion there right now. I have to follow what I'm going to follow, and you have to be who you're going to be. And this idea that once you achieve a certain level, you have to transform and become something else is just bullshit. It's not fair.
Yeah. No, it's a good topic to touch on for sure. It's super annoying whenever like audience or people will be like, well, you're now at this level, so they hold you to some sort of like imaginary standard that they've made up for themselves. And it's like, you need to cover this, you need to do that. It's like, I don't need to do shit.
Exactly.
Like, I'm here to talk about Star Wars and my interests in that. Like I'm, you know, feel like people take the channel size and they make that the main thing versus like you as a person who created the channel in the first place, and you guide where it goes based on no form of agenda or any sort of like checklist, but just what you want to talk about or what content you want to make as an individual, not as a corporation.
Absolutely. And people expect that change to happen. And for some channels, it does happen, you know, some people, but personally speaking, I kind of think it's a bummer when people move from like individuals to corporate entities.
Oh yeah. We were just talking about the behind the scenes, weren't we? So I think to be very polite, I'd say go make your channel and you run it how you want.
Having said that, and I'm playing devil's advocate as I like to do, I feel like Star Wars is so big that it's a religion for some people, and it means so much. There was a point in my life where it consumed me. It's still, I think about it all the time, but like I couldn't not think about Star Wars and be happy. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be a part of everything. I loved all of it. And so when Disney let a lot of people down, I felt like I was letting the audience down when I started to become disillusioned. And I felt like there was copium on my part, but there's copium on a lot of people's part because it's a part of your identity. To say Star Wars has become whack means that you lose the hype and the love and all the things that we had. And it's a big cost. I've seen so many people come and sit back and say, Dash, I was one of the people that told you to F off when you said you didn't like Disney. But now it took me 3 years to come to terms with the fact that Star Wars isn't all that I wanted it to be. So did you guys ever feel like you felt bad because you know what I mean? It's not like I just don't want to let people down. So it's not like you're fake, but you just don't. There was a transitional point where it's like, this is going to suck for them because I have to tell potentially X amount of the audience that I don't like what that, like Star Wars is kind of dying in my eyes.
The Acolyte was the thing that made me speak out like full blown. This is not what I'm a fan of. This isn't what George Lucas wanted. This isn't what any of the extremely well-informed and talented EU writers wanted. This is a sole Disney perversion of a franchise that I love. And so like the Acolyte for me was the point where it was like, this is not.
This ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, as nicely as you could put it, this ain't it.
I believe George knew his fan base was getting older, so he wanted to pander to the OG audience. Hence the Dark Star Wars show that never got produced, says Star Wars The HoloNet. No, I don't think he was pandering. I think he just wanted to create something different.
I don't think of Lucas as a panderer at all. I think he just
opposite. No.
What do you think?
I think that he was reactive. Only one time I saw him reactive was when he spoke about Jar Jar and Phantom Menace. I think that did a number on him, and he evaluated and said, he openly said it, like I went in a darker direction because people thought it was too kiddie. So I think that was the one time that he actually kind of course adjusted and a lot of the things changed. But that's just my thoughts. If you guys think any different, let me know in the comments below.
What up, AJ? Say, boys, I recently rewatched Phantom Menace, and I'd like to remind everyone that Captain Panaka was a badass black character. Yeah, so was Typho.
Didn't he have like a flap on the back of his cap?
Yeah.
The good guys have the worst helmet and headwear I've ever seen.
They really do. I think the Rebels look so boring, Dash.
I was watching I think it was Ahsoka when they go on they board the ship, and obviously start getting down. You're no Jedi. You're a couple of grifters. Oh, the helmets are so dickish.
Hey, Theory and Dash Stoops, you guys hear about Gina's court case? I heard that most of the documents are going to be sent to her lawyers. Wild.
She's got some heavy hitters. She's got Elon Musk lawyers, so
none of that made sense to me. None of this I feel like we're living in this bizarre alternate reality from 2016, 2017 that just keeps getting weirder and weirder. And
yep.
If you told me 10 years before, I'd say this has never happened. This won't be a thing. Like that doesn't make any sense, but it's happening.
Yep. Yeah, well, freaking Canada, bro. I've had to shut my mouth about stuff. I've had to be so careful about the things I say for 9 years on this channel around topics. Anyways, what lesson of tenacity have you learned through your journey on YouTube, business, and filmmaking? Appreciate our advice, masters. Much needed. What lesson of tenacity have you learned through your journey in YouTube? Tenacity, like willingness to keep going and like being hard.
Yeah.
Lesson.
Theory gave me one the other week. I've been hopscotching around on Dash Star 2.0 because I'm like, I don't know which direction to take the channel. And Theory's like, stop thinking and just do what you love and then think, like figure it out. Like you'll never lose. And I think that's one is if you do what you love and stay tenacious with it, you'll never lose. I don't remember saying.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's really any lesson that I've learned. I would say it's just, how I do life is the same way I do everything. Whether it be YouTube or business or filmmaking, I want something done and I just don't stop until it's done. So if there's, I look at, okay, here's me, here's what I want. It's over here. But the path to get there, there's going to be like freaking obstacles. There's going to be, like people like punching you this way, pushing you that way, stealing your money. You got to sometimes like go around all here to get. Eventually, you'll get there. So it's my path is like, what do I need to do as obstacles come up to stop me from getting here, and how do I break those down day by day to just get to the next part, which can then get me to the other obstacle. And eventually you get to the point where all the obstacles are behind you, they're in rubble, and you're at your destination. So it's just persistency and never taking, no for an answer when it comes to obstacles and things in your way. You just get it done, man. You like a bulldozer, you just get everything done. Just mow through it.
Yeah, there's a thing that I recently was reading from Bill Belichick, who's one of the greatest NFL coaches in history. He just says, control what you can control. And I thought that was really profound. And, just handle what is in front of you and then handle the next step. And eventually you'll wake up and you'll be at your destination. But just don't panic when you don't understand everything immediately, or you're not good at something immediately. Just keep trying. Control what you can control.
You actually said something profound the other week, which I have meditated upon. Stoops.
Oh, thank you.
You said, I don't like Australians. No, what he said was, when you're setting your goals, whatever path you think, the straight line you think it's going to go, it never does. It literally rarely does. It goes like, you know what I mean? Like if you ever think about how you've got from A to B or whatever that you wanted to in a goal, it just doesn't go in the linear path you want. So don't get dissuaded, because it'll happen. It's just not the way that you want sometimes.
You just have to be resilient and just
fight.
Never give up.
Fight.
Would you want a novel or a short TV series on Tar Vizsla, the Mandalorian Jedi? Who would you want to portray him? Yeah, sure. Why not? Could be cool. I'm pretty sure we'll get some sort of a flashback, with Grogu's story, since he is kind of the first one after him to be a Mandalorian Force user. But I guess now they have Sabine, so I don't really know what's going on.
Holocron him.
Yeah.
I found this for you, Luke says, and shows him.
Nah, Luke's gone, bro. Luke moved on.
And Filoni's like, no, yeah, Filoni's like putting him in 400 episodes, being like, I created this guy, by the way. Okay.
You can't really cast him now, though, because he's just in like one flashback, kind of. Like, what is it, in Rebels? Like, the shadows on the wall. Yeah. So we don't really, it's impossible to cast.
They could tell his story is like Old Republic. He'll probably be like Filoni's Revan or something like that.
Oh, no, don't get rid of Revan.
I thought you were going to say Henry Cavill. That's like you go to. Hunk.
I feel like that's a pretty good go-to.
Jacob says, Theory, what up? Glad to see you got home from Cleveland. Okay. Dash, the last stream when I mentioned Dr. Squatch made new soap. They made Mando-themed bar of soap, as well as Grogu. Theory, was a pleasure and honor meeting. Pleasure and honor meeting you too.
Soap.
So,
I have to go Google that now again. Thank you.
What up, Rob? What up, Josh? Not sure if I'll watch Andor now over the grape stuff. We'll see what it's all about, man. It's a weird thing to even put in, but
we'll see the context.
John Cena. Oh, we read this one. After episode 8, we should have seen the emergence of the Grey Jedi, it seems. I would have loved to see Grey Jedi. Thoughts? I'd love to see any Jedi. We didn't see a single one.
That's so
Disney would
sad.
love to make gay Jedi.
Gay Jedi.
Gay Jedi. Yeah.
What did you say? I forgot. And just
What did you say?
not to get sidelined. The theme of this stream is Jesse Plemons becoming a villain. Did we want to I'll share screen and we look at that for a second?
Let's do it. Yeah, bring it up.
It's stupid. I should front load this. We do all the news stories at the start.
Yeah, shit. We should have done it at the start. Yeah. Hey Theory, while you bring that up, hey Theory, I want to buy an Anakin or Luke saber, but I'm not sure which one to get. Where can I find a video about the differences so I know which one to buy? Love you, bro. My brother and I are longtime fans. Please come to Seattle. So here, I'll bring this up real quick. So if you click on some, what the fuck, bitch? If you click on some of the products, I have videos. So you just scroll down and you click the video, and you can see them in like a full review. Just so you know what you're getting, essentially. Or go for do I not have a video for this? Oh, the affordable version, right? This way. Where is she? There she is. There you go. So you can see what it looks like up close. Quality. The sound difference. And yeah, there's a lot on the site that will explain, everything and show you with videos and stuff too. Like, for example, there should be a video for most of the big sabers. Anyways, I guess that froze. Yeah, you get the idea.
Breaking Bad's Jesse Plemons up for Star Wars Episode 7. What's this? 10 years ago? January 11th, 2014. I swear to God, I pulled that up today. Like, what? And then I realized that they're literally in the news cycle. Let me just stop screen for a second. Would you believe it? Twice. This is like his new run.
Why? He's trying again?
Well, yeah, he's auditioning. Sean Levi's. Let me just zoom in so that we don't see any of my ads.
Oh, the Deadpool guy.
Yeah, the Deadpool guy. We know nothing about his film. Supposedly, it's 6 years after Episode 9. Ryan Gosling with a Padawan of some sort, I believe, and Plemons is slated to be the bad guy. This is all rumor mill, but people are putting it out there like he's actually got the role. But I thought it would be interesting to talk about what kind of villain, because if there's Jedi, I think he's a good dead-eyed Sith, to be honest.
Jesse Plemons is a really good actor. He's really good in Civil War for the one scene he's in. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but he's really intimidating. It's the movie with the whole he's Todd in Breaking Bad. Yeah. He's good there too. I actually like him in Jungle Cruise, which I'm ashamed to admit that I saw. Yeah, I like Jesse Plemons.
You've watched what? Jungle Cruise?
Well, this segues us into I think the most pressing point of this all is that you can't trust redheads, right?
No, it's coming from one. No, don't trust us.
Exactly. You watch Jungle Cruise. He's a Sith. It's all coming together.
You know what's weird is like every single redhead in my life has always been such a nice, sweet, kind person, except for the first one I met, which was a fucking bully. The biggest bully I've ever had in my life. I hate that bastard.
Wow.
Anyways, I thought I'd share.
Sorry, man. Giving us a bad name.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are what? Less than 1% of the world's pop. Like I read somewhere, you guys are like such a minority. You are such a minority. It's funny to think about.
That is kind of fun.
Are left-handers less or redheads?
I don't know. I'm thinking that my son's actually a lefty. He keeps picking up the ball and throwing with the left. And I'm like,
nice, dude.
I'm going to have to tie his hand behind his back, force him to right was his crime. You know what they used to do to lefties? Brutal.
Yeah.
They used to like force people to try to be right-handed for real.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
my uncle, they and my brother-in-law. Yeah, they.
Thanks, Jake.
Not that we write in cursive anymore, which is weird, but yeah, to
Oh,
stop
I
people
remember.
smudging books and stuff like that.
Thank you for your service. Antidolier says, U.S. Marine here. Just wanted to say you're a great inspiration, and I thank you for everything you do. You've gotten me from some tough times, and I was always hyped when you dropped. Keep it up. Oh, well, thank you again, and I'm sure you're going to get a kick out of the trailer dropping very soon, as well as the films, both of them.
Thank you for your service, man. Means a lot.
Thank you very much.
I'd like a Satil Shawn series, however, I don't trust them to do her justice. She fought Darth Malgus with her future baby daddy. That was 14 years ago. The Old Republic is a goldmine. It is, but, according to Kathleen, we don't have books. We don't have source material. We don't have comics.
If I was a female Jedi, I don't think I'd sleep with a non-force sensitive.
No, you want your kids to be force sensitive.
I mean, she's so powerful. Why would you do that? No, not for me.
Maybe he's laying it down, dude.
No, I'd find that Yoda-looking guy. I forget what his name is in the Old Republic. I'd just find him.
Oh yeah, shit.
Vandar.
Master Vandar. Yeah, and he'd be like, "Our DNA isn't compatible." I'd be like, "Don't care.
Too bad."
Let's go."
Like, listen, baby.
That midi-chlorian count.
You're a midichlorian digger, Dad.
Should I even eat? Yes, they do eat. However, so like in one of the things on Anakin's belt and all the Jedi belts were actual like pills that were full of all the caloric intake and vitamins and minerals that they would need, so that if they were in battle, they would just pop a pill and it would keep them satiated for like freaking weeks, extended periods of time.
It was perks.
Dude, I need one of those.
You ever remember the things that like confused me about was like Ram Koda, Force Unleashed 2, doesn't he fight in an arena for like a week straight blind? And I'm like, don't know how that works.
Sustained on the Force.
Yeah, bro.
You don't have to charge your saber? Never mind.
He used the Force.
Yeah, I guess.
That's the out
But Matthew Morgan.
Star Wars.
Jacob, big super chat says, to continue my story, if I may, theory. With my epilepsy, I also faced near-death experiences, 5 seizures, a car crash, COVID, lost my mom at 17, age 4 to 17, she had lupus, grandma had Alzheimer's, died when I was 22, now my grandpa has dementia. Very sorry to hear this, man. Life's definitely put you to the test, just like it does for a lot of us, and the fact that you're still here and fighting through it is... well, that's what life's all about, really. So I hope for better days for you and happier times, for sure. And rest in peace to your loved ones.
Absolutely, Jacob. I'm super sorry to hear that, man. And yeah, just keep going. Keep going, dude.
My condolences. It's another thing Theory does really well is you have really good advice about things because you've been super sick. I find, because I've had some things happen recently, as people do, where I've had loved ones having trouble and being sick. I find it very difficult to just come up with things. I'm like, I am sorry, but it's almost like you're constructing an email in your head. You don't want to say the wrong thing. So you're like, I'm thinking of you. You're in my thoughts and prayers, and I want you to get better. You know what I mean? But it's like Theory.
So it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. So from it works against me some ways too, because people see me as too cold because I went through a lot of that. So right. for me, I'm just like, yeah, you go through it like, hey, yeah, shit. There was a kid I was playing with when I was, how old was I? He was a little older than I was. He had the same illness I did, and he died. And we used to play together and shit, and in the hospital. And so, they're just you see a lot of death. I don't want to say it makes you numb, or sick people make you numb, but it's like, what can I say? It's a part of life.
Acceptance, yeah.
It's a part
Reality.
of life, yeah. Maybe acceptance, yeah, I don't know.
It's weird. I've never been sick, so like that's probably why I find it
knock
so
on
difficult.
wood.
Touch wood. Yeah, I'll never die, like I said before.
Knock on wood, yeah.
It'll happen.
It puts things into perspective for sure. I think the thing that put it into perspective the most was that, going back there every year for a checkup to like see if it came back or not, and going from office to office and seeing all of the sick children who are fighting. Some of them bald, some of them pale, some of them with tubes up their nose. It puts life into perspective. So it's, I get the question a lot, like, how do you deal with hate? It's like, I don't. Are you fucking kidding me? That is, God.
I can't make sense of sick kids. I just can't make sense of it. It's so tragic to me.
One of them that sticks out to me the most. Well, there is a lot, but I remember I came back, for a checkup. This was after I beat it. I was maybe like, I don't know, 10 or some shit. I don't really remember. And I went to one of the rooms that I would frequent when I was sick, and they had. You remember, like back in the early 2000s, the 90s. There were like Nintendo 64, but like, in the glass case and the TV and like the controllers.
The controls were attached. Yeah, you had to pull them out, and like you only got so much.
Yeah. So they had that when I went back there, and I just saw like all these sick kids. A lot of them were bald, dying. Some of them were pale. They were just running to play the fucking game with me, and they were just so happy and excited, and like in that moment they weren't sick, and like that's just something that just there's nothing that will ever kind of fuck you up more than that shit, because it's like when the game is over that they're still sick, I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, but it led me there, and it's just, but yeah. So yeah, with those kinds of messages, it's just a part of life, You lose loved ones, you lose pets, you get sick, people die, people overcome it. It's life's a game, and if you're not making the most of it, then it sucks for you, I guess. I don't know, every day is precious. Try to make the most of everything. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Fuck all illnesses and shit like that, But it is a part of life. Life is not perfect. It's not always going to go the way you want, and you just need to equip yourself with everything that you can in order to navigate through this stormy sea that we call life and make the best of it. Right? So that's all I'm doing. That's all you can do.
Weird? If they ever, like, let's say they cured death completely and were immortal, can you imagine how many assholes there would be? Like mega assholes? Just imagine that, like the billionaires that couldn't die, that just, oh.
Yeah. Well, I would argue that there might even be some nicer billionaires out there than broke guys.
Of course, I'm not one of those people that's like kill the rich, blah blah
Fuck
blah.
the rich.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like they would probably be walking on top of people like pharaohs and shit. Like there'll be some of them that would be out of control.
Like the whole in time thing, where it's like they've been alive for like 200 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, life's interesting, bro. It's fucking weird. What up, Darian? I really hope Andor can escape the war and live happily ever after. Oh no, wonder I don't care.
Sorry, I thought this would be nice. The worst palate cleanser in the universe.
The Last Jedi will be seen as a top tier Star Wars movie in 10 years' time.
No.
Discuss. That's just rage bait. They're just trying to get clicks on their post.
Somebody told me to report it because I just couldn't believe that
Report it.
That is the worst. That is the worst. Oh, I've seen rage bait. This is just creme de la creme.
Their whole way of thinking is because the prequels caught so much criticism that they think that the sequel trilogy is going to follow that path somehow, but there's no way.
It's funny. Yeah. Anyways, what's up, Corey? Thanks so much for the advice, boys. For reference, I'm 5'10", 180, so not fat by any stretch. Just a bit meatier than I was 2 years ago. Dude, I'm like 5'10", 200. There's nothing wrong with that. You're probably doing fine.
Yeah. Looks like you got an extra 10 where it counts.
Shit. How bad do you guys think Disney is going to mess up when they eventually try to create Old Republic era movies and shows?
Why you say this? That's a no-go zone, baby.
Very bad.
No-go.
Very bad. Salutation. Greetings, meatbags. Query. We have been introduced to a variety of HK units over the years. What is your personal favorite? Each of you, please.
Everyone's going to say 47.
Yeah, you have to go 47.
It's 47.
So let me mix it up. Mr. Bones.
Wasn't that your first video or something?
Not my first. I just remember you were like on the bus talking to me about it. Remember?
I thought I didn't like Mr. Bones. Did I tell you that on the bus?
You hated him.
Okay. I was less.
I'm just trying to be different. I'm just trying to switch it up. HK-47 will always be the OG, but Mr. Bones was the
insane cousin.
He was like just a battle droid.
It's a B1 battle droid.
Covered in bones. And say, Mr. Bones, when he attacked people spinning around. And I was like,
just kill them. Like ruthlessly kill them.
Okay, that part I like, but covered in bones.
If you guys haven't seen my video on Mr. Bones, dude, I haven't seen that. Okay, let me bring that shit up. Hold on. Bam, right there.
Oh, that's a great thumbnail.
Yeah, not this one. That's 2 years
No,
ago.
I know the one. I know the one I'm talking about.
Mine's the original. Mine's the OG.
Top one's canon, though, right? Disney said that's canon. Nothing else.
Yeah. That's probably why Disney put it number one when mine has literally, what is that, 100 times the views almost?
Did you have Photoshop back then, or did you just freestyle it?
Yeah, I had Photoshop, of course.
Oh,
yeah, but yeah,
a lot of people didn't start with that. Stoops, didn't you use Movie Maker for like 2 years? And I just threw up in my. I was like, "How do you edit with that?" And he's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "What?" That's how I knew I was focused on the wrong thing. Right? Because it doesn't matter how you put it together. It matters the passion. But it's so hard to use. I couldn't believe it.
It is hard to use.
Hey, rule of three.
Hey. I miss the old videos I used to make. I understand theory, and like you, I bonded with Anakin and Luke. The best birthday gift I received was meeting you. Turned 30 Saturday. Also bond with Kylo because I understand their pain. Well, thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Hope I see you again.
Man.
Happy birthday, bro. Got my wife the Satele saber to add to the collection. It's insane and a perfect addition to the gun and nerd room. The Satele is a very, very beautiful saber in person, I must say.
Gun and nerd room.
I know. I'm thinking
epic.
50% is cut in half of just guns on one wall and nerd on the other.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
intricate.
Nice. Very nice.
Ornate.
Thank you, Rusty. Appreciate you, boys. Sorry it took so long to sub dash. I'll be better.
It's okay. You're out of the closet. You're into the world.
Can't
appreciate you.
Well, I can't believe you've done this. What up, Fro? How much force potential did Anakin lose after episode 2? Good amount. Good amount, but obviously not really a drop in the bucket, to be honest. But for anyone else losing an arm, it would take a good piece. Dooku used to always make fun of it in the books. He was like, and that mechanical arm, it's just so uncivilized.
He said a real gentleman would learn to fight with one arm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why he was so shocked. He looked down and Anakin took them both.
Dune Moke.
But the real question is, the real question is, from last week's super chat, how much of the Force did Anakin lose by getting circumcised? These are the hard
how much
questions.
aura did he lose?
Yeah.
Why can I picture like Plagueis having that in his lab,
Oh,
like poking
dude.
around with it, doing tests on it? He would. That's not even a joke. Plagueis would experiment on the wastage, we'll call it.
What a lovely image.
You're welcome. I think Theory shut down.
He did. He's
No,
rebooting.
sorry, I was just sending a message. What up, Dark
Get
Jedi?
Dash out of here. Stop talking. It says
No. Sometimes they're in like I have to do several things at once. It's hey, great to see you guys every week. Theory, I can't wait for Vader 2. I'm definitely gonna be buying some merch for May the 4th. Thank you, sir.
May the 4th be with you.
We got some cool merch coming out. Something that we've been working on. It's getting good. Last super chat. What equipment do you guys use to record? Don't gotta be last, bro. What equipment do you guys use to record your videos? Meant to ask you that in Cleveland. FY Theory, thanks for getting in the pic with me, man, and the shirt I was wearing in my own. I have two setups. So I have two rooms. The one behind me is the recording room. This is the live streaming room. This room has 3 monitors. It has everything like a massive. I mean, if I could show you, like the light is literally like just this giant freaking softbox. I use a Sony A6000. The lens I use is like triple the price of the actual camera itself. I forgot the lens. It's a Sony f2.8. I think it's like a 17 to 50 or something like that. And my computer is I have a Threadripper with 128 gigs of RAM, a 4090, and I'm forgetting liquid cooling. Something else I'm forgetting. I don't know. Yeah, and then in the other room I have a and I'm using a Shure SM7B. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah, SM7B attached to a Go XLR, and then in the other room I have a Neumann TLM 103 to 2 interfaces that goes into my Mac.
I'd say listen to Theory because my setup's very close. It's just brands are just a little bit different, so it's the same shit, like 128 gigs, 4090, blah blah blah. Like, well, SMB, like I've just got a whatever it is, different input. So whatever he said, there will be, and if you Google it, there'll be just variations of like what you want. I think my camera was more expensive, and I didn't speak to Theory, and I kicked myself because they do the same thing. You know what? My quality is not superior to his, so listen to Theory.
Yeah, I have a SM7B as well. They're really good microphones. Really good. This is.
I just read Michael Jackson
HyperX.
used it.
I've been using the HyperX for the live streams. It's just easier to move around. I don't have to have the box with me.
Nice. I find I have plosive problems, hence this annoying muffle, whatever it's called. My
Pop filter.
Pop filter, yeah. I will explode into the mic.
Yeah, I do that too.
In Sidious's Force Vision, Sidious sets up Anakin to fall and tempts Yoda to fight him. Yoda does not let him fall in the vision, but he does in Revenge of the Sith. What do you mean his Force Vision?
Is he talking about Yoda's vision on when he's on Dagobah and he's seeing like Palpatine? You know when they fight on like that railing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
On the bridge.
Yeah.
And you don't see his face.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Right. So in the Clone Wars, Sidious sets up Anakin to fall and tempts Yoda to fight him. Yoda does not let him fall in the vision, but he does in Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, probably because he realizes that, it's the will of the Force and blah, 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 all that shit. That's my rationalization.
Or it could be that Yoda is incapable of stopping the fall, and it's just him again coming to terms with that, like you were saying.
Yeah, I like that everything's written in water, in the fact that none of the visions can't be 100% accurate. You know what I mean? So
But they do represent truths.
Well, indeed. Fernando, Rob Dugas. Rewatched the 2003 Clone Wars after stream last week. It still stands the test of time. Thanks for helping me through my Thursday gym sessions, boys. Oh, thank you, SC. Thanks for watching us, man. Jay Kane, I saw your post about warning mods on wanting mods on Discord. It's not on Discord, it's on Reddit. But I legit don't know crap about it, or I would. I did join the channel, though, to at least help it grow. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, it was for Reddit.
You can learn skills. Temperament's what people usually go for, right?
Mm-hmm. So here's the Reddit. Apprentice. Yeah, this is the Star Wars Theory sub. So all of you who want to join the cool community, nice community, kind community of Star Wars fans that are talking about shit, it's a fun place, and I want to grow it more. I want to be more active on it. So. Star Wars Nerd says, also Stoops and Dash, what are your thoughts on Andor Season 2 and Tales of the Underworld? I'm not so excited with the Cad Bane episode, 3-episode arc. Feels pretty underwhelming to me, honestly, and after seeing him in The Bad Batch and Book of Boba.
Yeah, I would have rather see the universe maybe open up a little bit more. I know a lot of people are saying Filoni likes his characters and to stick with playing with his characters, and a lot of the fans are getting annoyed with that. If they can execute a really interesting story of Cad Bane's origin, though, I'm there for that. But I'm not super hyped for Tales of the Underworld. Rather it be Tales of the Sith.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happens. Wide shot. Cad Bane sits on the porch. Children laugh. His wife makes him a nice meal, and he's worried about the harvest. She puts her hand on his shoulder and says, "It'll be okay, Cad." Fast forward 2 weeks, his business partner and best friend of 25 years says, "We'll never make money this way, Cad. We have to do something criminal." Cad says, "No, I've got a family." Fast forward another week, the friend in him forces him to do it, but then he betrays Cad. Cad gets in a duel with a friend, and his kid somehow gives him the hat and says, "Dad, I love you," before the kids die. The family's gone, and Cad says, "I'll never trust anyone again." Like this, you see it. They are trying to humanizing a villain when in motion, like with little kind of breadcrumbs to their past, like Bane out of The Dark Knight or the Joker or something is cool. Doing these flashbacks of established villains that are more scary and more like they have more gravitas as just what they already are versus having to flesh out. Like I always say, Disney on a long enough timeline will always make a villain into a sympathetic villain and sometimes to an anti-hero. They just can't help themselves. And I would rather see George's vision of Star Wars 1313 or anything else other than Cad Bane having a sympathetic backstory. I'm sorry, I like Cad Bane a lot. I just don't want him to be... it's going to be so funny if it's really good. And I'm crying going, "No, Papa Cad, don't, your son's dead." Or what? It'll probably happen because I'm talking shit. I don't know.
Dash, I've been enlisted. June coming. I'll be in 10 weeks basic after 50 weeks in the Simpson Barracks in McLeod, Victoria. Meeting you then when Theory comes. My Dash Theory fanfic will be complete. It was kind of all over the place with this message.
I got it. Look, he's going into basic army training very soon. I don't know where the barracks are in, but I'm from Victoria. The closest barracks, I think, is the RAF base in Sale, which is the Royal Air Force. Good luck with your basic training. Getting your head shaved and the shit kicked out of you. Should be fun. Thank you for your service. And I would love to meet you. I will be there with roses when Theory or Stoops come to Australia, the land down under.
Crazy.
We'll eat some Vegemite together and watch them throw up.
Hot take, Anakin being gay would change his story.
No shit. Where are the kids coming from? Padme's jumping on him. He's like, ew, get up, ew. Sorry. What the fuck's wrong with me?
That's not a hot take.
Tron trailer. I got you. Jedi Alliance 75. Hattie McShane. Y'all see Jay's vlog from Epic Universe? Oh, I can't wait to go. It's only half open right now, but yeah, I can't wait to go, man.
I hear good things.
He's gay now. They're gay now. Who has more aura, Grandmaster Luke or Nightfall? Nightfall Anakin, bro. Nightfall Anakin got more aura than any character in the world. Why is Anakin giving Shock T lightsaber backshots so overlooked? I mean, you blame him?
I don't know. I like that fight in Force Unleashed, kicking the shit out of her on what was that weird flora planet called?
The Felucia?
Felucia, yeah.
Hey, Theory, any update on a Gunji saber and why does Dash got Walking Dead Negan beard going? Are y'all going to play Troy Ares trailer? Oh, he kind of looks like Omni-Man.
No, I think as he means I got a little grey.
He looks like a Vegemite.
Salt in the pepper.
Instead of a Viltrumite, he looks like a Vegemite.
Vegemite. That's perfect. Yep. I didn't start getting greys till recently.
I'm a Vegemite. I have been summoned. Next stream DLC, boys. He's back.
Baby!
He's back.
You heard us.
Have you guys seen the new Universal Parks? They put $1 billion into the Harry Potter theme. Speaking of Stoops, what do you think of Balin's saber in practicality since it's supposedly heavy?
I really like Balin's great saber. It's like one of the few lightsabers in the new introduction where you need two hands to actually wield it. And as a bigger guy, I think that it's sick. I can't wait to Theory, have you seen the Harry Potter theming in the new Epic Universe? Have you seen that they remade? No. They completely redid, what is it called?
Diagon Alley?
No, they already had that. It was Paris.
Yes. Yeah. The Ministry of Magic.
Yeah, I can't believe that they did it all to scale and everything too.
That's cool.
I know that the ride itself isn't open, but people are allowed to like walk through the queue. It looks crazy. The fact that it took Disney basically the same amount of time to build one Tron ride that it did for Universal to build a whole new theme park is insane.
Okay, that Tron ride was amazing.
You think so?
Oh, dude. They could have made it so much better, but I
thought it was super short. Short.
I rode that shit twice, and I was like, this is
the best.
Dude.
Do you like Velocicoaster?
I didn't do it.
That's my favorite roller coaster, maybe of all time. I hear the new Epic Universe one is even better than Velocicoaster, though.
They have a Velocicoaster in there?
Yeah, it's like a new dueling roller coaster. I forget what it's called. It's the whole dueling dragon things from the old Universal. They kind of brought that back. So it's two coasters going
I don't know this.
On separate tracks, and they like intersect at points. It's really cool looking.
Listening to audiobooks, it makes me want to write a story and maybe a book one day. What would you say makes a great Star Wars story and generally a good book? I'd set it in the Clone Wars era. What would you say makes a good Star Wars story and generally a good book? The book that I'm writing. Aura. I mean, what makes any good story is if you're able to connect with the character and see a contrast between the, who they were, where they are, and where they will be, and the steps they take to get there. Is it deserved? What kind of character are they? How do they make you feel? What are the impacts they have on other characters in the story? And how does that flow throughout the beginning to the end?
I've always found a staple of Star Wars stories is just a great villain, too. And the Star Wars stories aren't afraid to focus on the villain just as much as they are the hero at times. I've always loved that.
Yeah, if you want the classic example that would take you step by step, just read the hero's journey. It's the formula George used.
Yeah, there you go. It's literally outlined already.
You guys think we will see young badass Boba Fett in the new Underworld show? Looks dope, but I hope they don't fuck it up. Well, I hope so, man. That'd be nice. But they screwed up Boba Fett already, so hopefully they don't do it again.
And again and again. And again and again.
Tyrion Stoops hit a quick lat spread for the boys. Dash glute spread. Holy shit, dude. All right, Dash, we need a rear glute spread, please.
Ooh, that would be so bad.
Bro.
You betrayed me, Ethan.
Sorry.
Last time.
That'd be crazy, dude.
Especially because I'm not wearing any pants, which is
That's even better. That's even better, dude.
That's ideal.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
You're not doing it, Wave?
No, 100%. Are you talking about like a lat?
Was that lat? That's lat spread, front lat.
Lat spread? Yeah. Hell yeah. We gotta get a little bit of music going.
Nice. Poses suck. They're so painful.
I used to do it all the time as a teenager. Watching Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler.
Goats.
Yeah, that was the best.
Monsters. I love them.
Bodybuilders don't look like that anymore.
No. I'll tell you something. I emailed Ronnie Coleman it would have been early, mid 2000s. I can't remember. I saw a documentary on him and he said he answers every email. And I emailed him being the whippersnapper that I was. And I basically said, do you do steroids? And he was like, no, this is like God-given. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay. Then later,
he replied?
Like, of course I did it. Yeah, it's a miracle. I wish I had access to the email, which is, but yeah, he replied.
Steroids.
Yeah, but he said no, which it still bumps me out. I love Ronnie Coleman, but it just bumps me out. I'm like, oh.
So they all said no back in the day because they had these like 7-figure sponsorships with Muscle Tech and BSN and all these other companies.
Yeah.
So if they said they're on steroids, their contract would it's probably in the contract that you can never admit you do steroids while you're working with us.
I understand that. I guess I understand it more than.
Oh, it's bullshit. Don't get me wrong. 100%.
Well, it's not great, but like The Rock now swearing it doesn't touch it. And I'm like, really? Okay. Vitamins and prayers, bro.
Prayers.
Today, we're living in a world where everyone is wise to it. We know what's up. And I think it's just much more appreciated if you're real.
100%. That's all I ask for. Is it too hard? Yes, apparently.
It is interesting. It is funny. I think it's funny watching those old bodybuilder videos and being like, yeah, no, I'm completely natural. Meanwhile, they're 5 times bigger than everyone else.
Yeah.
Ronnie Coleman squatting 7 plates on each side is okay, dude. Sure.
Hey, Theory, I was at SpaceCon last year and was in one of your YouTube shorts. Now I have been hitting the gym and probably will cosplay as Lord Vader. Any recommendations where to buy a good suit for a 6'9" dude? Thanks. I mean, you're the perfect height for Vader, so that's good.
Congrats.
Freakishly big. You're just dunking on people.
You might have to get something custom made, dude. I would go to a cosplayer, and you know who I'd hit up? I'd message my friend Gracie the cosplay lass, and she might, if she doesn't make it herself for you, she'll probably point you in the right direction. Shout out to Gracie.
Do you play basketball, Doom? You should.
It's nah, ping pong. To answer your question, Theory, it was Annie 3, the expensive one, SNV Pro. Okay, nice. Yeah, I got the low 10% out of a Grandmaster box, but the second one, which I just finished recording for my channel, was a Profi replica, so it balances. Both beautiful. Can't wait to upload. I'm happy to hear that.
Congratulations.
And thanks again, man. We appreciate the big super chat.
Oh, I didn't even see. Yeah, thank you. Jeez.
Yeah, that's food for your cat, Wave.
That's a saber.
She needs it.
Wait, what? She doesn't need it.
I know. She definitely doesn't need it.
It's the one cat that doesn't need it.
No.
Angelo Sessa. Theory, buy back the channel for Boy Dash Elon style. I was going to actually.
You
He
tried.
did. He offered, and
Yeah.
I was like, "No, you can't." And he's like, "Hey, man, I am not some schlub. You tell me the number, and I'll buy it." And I said, "Here's the number," and he went, "That is fucked." I'm sorry. And I said, "I know." I was
Yeah.
like, I said it. Like, no, dude. Like, I wouldn't accept
Yeah.
it anyway. But I appreciate even the sentiment is just wild. You know.
You know, I would love to do it if I wasn't. It all comes back to the movie. If I wasn't doing the movie, man, absolutely, I would buy that shit and not expect a dime.
No, I
in
couldn't
return.
accept. I appreciate it. I couldn't. I would do it myself. It's just not reasonable. And
It's just a stupid number. Like the guy has zero business sense whatsoever. That channel, he's run it into the ground. It is worth no more than $1,000. I mean, 2,000 would be even pushing it. The guy is delusional, and he should take any offer he gets because that it's a fucking dead channel, bro. Like,
yeah, it'd be pure nostalgia for me. Like, just anyway.
no, you can turn it around, but clearly that guy's vision is just it ain't happening, dog.
I think he's holding it out. It might be out of spite. Obviously, I don't know the guy.
Whatever. Yeah, don't want to work with people like that, so it's all good. I think I found the Discord. Shmee fanfiction is a work of art. Respect the legacy.
Coming out
What
soon.
up, L?
dude.
Thank you.
I'm already embarrassed.
What up, Rooster? Yo, boys, just wondering how you guys feel about Cade Skywalker. I've been reading the comics lately, but I gotta say, he's probably one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. Much love, boys.
Cade is cool. I don't like him over characters like Luke, but you get that appeal where you get the bounty hunter with the Skywalker bloodline, and it's fun.
It's a little too punk rock for my taste. Like they tried to make him too edgy.
They tried to make him hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, his aesthetic, his friends, you know, the sexy pink woman, whatever, and like just
Looks
The
like he belongs
Vong-
in a rock band or something like that.
yeah. And I didn't dig on that. I like the idea of the death sticks and messing like he wants
Yeah.
to shut off his emotions, but they could have written that more grounded for me personally.
He wants to shut off Luke fucking with him all the time.
Yeah, right. Hey, you're doing the wrong
That's a
thing here,
great
buddy.
detail.
He's
I
like
do love
taking a
that
hit.
aspect.
Get
Bro,
out of
literally
there.
just like gets high to like shut off any
It's like
ability
they keep
for
you away.
Yeah. Which is maybe what Luke did in Last Jedi.
Drugs, lots of drugs in his.
Just a lot of
tank.
drugs, bro. I don't think I can wait another live to show them off. If you three are willing, I could send the wave commissions via Dash.
Sure, if you get a link. On
I didn't feel the same way about the state of Star Wars. I couldn't watch the movies. I decided to look towards other projects like Star Wars Galaxy, Star Wars Unlimited, Star Wars Collectibles, and games. Kept me going.
bro, Galaxies is just such a great feel. The people keeping it alive. Amazing.
Would you guys play Star Wars Lego with KK? Also, I got the core rule book. No, I would not. You lost me at that. You probably wouldn't have learned all this if you didn't do it. It's all growth.
Debatable.
I thought you and Eckhart worked things out. Who said we didn't?
I think I mentioned Eckhart's and explained just being cheeky, and he might have got confused when you talked about explained instead of Eckhart.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Mm.
If you guys could live in any era of Star Wars, which era would it be, and what would you be? Example: Jedi, Sith, Bounty Hunter, etc. I would be a Jedi. I would probably live in the Old Republic, or nah. You know what? Let's go New Republic. Fuck it.
I think I'd want to be a Sith alchemist in Marka Ragnos's time, like the golden era of the Sith.
Yeah, okay.
I'd want to be a Force-sensitive bounty hunter, but I know I would be one of those hobos in the Undercity of Taris that crawled out just in time to see Darth Malak bombing the shit out of it. The first time I see like the sky, Just a rain of fire coming down on me.
I don't understand comments like this. How
Wait, we showed the articles.
we literally shared the articles. So like what is the reason behind saying something like that? Like what in your mind, like, oh, screw them. They tricked me because I didn't stay here for 2 hours to hear about the part that they put in the thumbnail. I don't know. I don't get it. Like like I don't understand where the
Frank, I was going to compliment that little over-the-shoulder tie thing that you've going on, but I'm not going to anymore.
fuck him and his otter.
I was going to compliment you, but now I'm not.
Fuck that.
I rescind on said compliment.
I'm going to steal that.
What if Anakin wasn't nerfed at birth? You'd pull Mr. Beast numbers with that banger, thinking of making one myself. Mr. Beast number. Very funny.
Can you imagine the thumbnail? Terms of service.
It was fun watching you play Outcast last night. Yeah, that'll be a regular thing. Chat, would you guys want me to play Outcast and all the Star Wars games here on the main channel or on the gaming channel?
And do you want Theory to cave and duel me in multiplayer, even though in Jedi Academy, my ping is so bad, I see what he's going to do a second later, so he's just going to go chop, chop, chop.
Haha, well, forgive me, humans, says Frank, the otter. I have never been here and don't have notifications on. I have better things to do than watch 3 grown virgins talk about Star Wars. Well, then you better go do them.
Enjoy, Frank.
Why are you contradicting yourself?
You're role-playing as an otter.
Who reads books with a fucking scarf in some like psilocybin-induced background.
I know. Some haze.
Why are you here if you don't have time for it?
He's here to tell you that he gets girls.
Oh,
That's why you
Right.
can.
As he's tweaking out on a beanbag, texting us, fuck you guys, Frank the otter. You can see him laying out on a beanbag, some guy too.
Come on, Frank.
fuck these guys. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ugh.
I love being an otter.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah. Anyways, Dash, I'd be back when Rebels was airing. I watched you after school review Rebels every week. I couldn't tell you were Aussie, but how could you not tell he's Aussie?
When I was living in the States, I tried to let my accent fall away because I thought people wouldn't like to hear an Australian accent and that they couldn't understand me because people would be like some word. And now I look back like, why would I? Stupid.
What do you think about the Grey Jedi, and is there academy that could be formed as a true third faction?
They're all over Legends, man. I mean, all these in-between orders.
Anybody who falls out of the narrow view of the Jedi is a Grey Jedi, really. And so, like you guys have pointed out, the fallacy of like the Jedi being the quote unquote good because they follow the light side and their doctrine, which is not really it doesn't help you know with human emotions. Of course that people are going to be Grey. Of course that works. Like Luke's new academy would be seen as a Grey Jedi academy by the old Jedi code, if that makes sense.
But Grey Jedi is just such a trigger term nowadays. Like people will be like, "There's no such thing. How dare you use that?"
I love
term.
it.
Me too.
I love
It's
Dark
easy to-
Jedi as well. It's awesome.
I don't know what people want, like non-Jedi and Sith aligned Force users. That's a mouthful.
When we originally went over this last week, I saw an IG reel, and it got me thinking: are circumcised Jedi weaker than non-ones? Yeah, we had this message last week. It's a very thought-provoking question. I'll have to definitely form some some resources and ideas about this. Deep levels of thinking. Theory, I meant what I said in your most recent vid. You've created opportunities and jobs for people. Continue to be proud, mate. We're rooting for you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll never stop. So, very proud with what I've done, which is all due to the support from you guys on Star Wars YouTube and YouTube in general with the other channels. And I feel like we're really making a very good impact with the Saber community and doing a lot of really good stuff. Ahsoka and Rex with the buried clones was so sad.
That was sad.
What up, Logan Manziano? Ooh, I want pizza. Damn. Like a real Italian. Well, did you see where Tom Hardy will play live action Star Killer Galen Merrick?
Bane.
No.
Tom Hardy as Bane is my pick, by the way. Just like he was Bane in The Dark Knight. You've seen him bald, imposing. He's getting a little older, but Bane's older. Starkiller, why wouldn't you use Whitwer? He can act.
Yes.
Have you seen him mogging in Dexter?
He's always mogging, bro. It's just like...
Yeah.
I bought a Theory Saber during your video yesterday, Theory. Keep everything up. You're our only hope. Love you, man. Thanks, Cam. You're going to absolutely love it, dude. I promise. Do you think Star Wars will ever reach its former glory again? If yes or no, why? I truly, truly believe, and this is a very confident thing, I truly believe that I can bring it back. If Disney and whatever they want to keep going on their trajectory, I truly believe I and other fans can bring it back. I really do, and we'll have our own little fandom EU.
I agree. I think the technology.
It's a long road. Sorry, Dash.
No, I'm the king of cutting. I apologize. Go, my friend.
It's just a long road. Lots of work has to be done. But I think that we've talked about it when we first started the streaming, but it was like 3 solid projects in a row would probably put it back on track. Now, I'm not calling that glory days, but, at least course corrected. My answer is I just hope so, man. I don't know anymore, but I really hope one day.
If Star Wars was Canadian... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dash.
No, I was just going to say, I think that if Disney sells, that's how we would do it in a corporate way. But Theory 100% is trailblazing, and it's only a matter of time till the fan collective. It just takes a longer on the timeline. But when are Disney going to not hold on to it,
I just want people working on it that love it. Feels like the people working on it now are trying really hard sometimes to not make it Star Wars anymore, if you know what I mean.
And they hate fans.
Yeah.
Openly.
To make it what they want. And it's at least my perception that they have this attitude of this is what it is now. And if you don't like it, get off.
Yeah.
And that's just so sad.
I despise that side of the fandom. They're just such intolerant bullies that force you to think the same as they do. And if you have any other opinion, then you are the worst things in the book. I think they need a reality check. You're in our world. You need to behave.
Yeah, completely. I don't know why they feel this way of like, if you don't conform to every single thing that I agree with, we are now not even talking. And now I'm going after you. I hate that. I hate when you're on Twitter and you or X, you can connect with someone over a Star Wars thing. And then it's like, you say one thing that they disagree with and they just lose it. I don't get that at all.
I don't even engage on Twitter anymore. I just post what I need to post and the right people will find it. The community will find it. Those who need a link or looking for it or want to see my sentiments on something, that's it. But beyond that, no, I don't do that anymore. And you know what's funny is you don't get that on Instagram. You don't get that on YouTube. YouTube is my favorite platform. So that's
Except
where I
for
will
Threads.
do the bulk of everything. I don't know.
That is worse than X. To your point, I think that the corporate level of that is what disappoints me the most. It's almost like this pissing match with George Lucas, like Disney, like Pablo Hidalgo making fun of people when they said we'd love to see Luke in Han and stuff, like they should be more prominent. And he's like, nobody wants to see old fogies. And it's like they'll shit on legacy characters.
Did he
They'll shit
say
on
that?
Yeah, at some point he was like, nobody, like they're kind of washed up or some shit. And I was like, what? Let's focus on the new generation. It was like their ego wants to push the. I think that's why they love Filoni, because Filoni's like, I made Ahsoka and Cad Bane and blah blah blah, and they're just like, ooh, let's make a show about Embo as a villain. Like this, it's just like this pathological need to prove that George or the EU isn't as good as it is, and it's like you're so wrong. You're lucky to have inherited it. The whole attitude, it baffles me.
Yes. If Star Wars was Canadian politics, Trudeau, Palps, Carney, I would give totally different characters. I don't even want to talk about Canadian politics. I always go on a tangent and I just get angry. So dude, my service is police calling the sides of buildings, but it's an honor, everyone. Well, regardless what your service is, thank you for it.
Yeah, you're doing it, man.
Oh, thank you so much.
Ass Muffin, member for 12 months. Thank you. Ass Muffin.
They're good-looking birds.
Am I the only one that didn't really like Rebels that much? For me, whereas Filoni's fraudulence became apparent, I wasn't a big Rebels guy. It was okay.
High highs, low lows for me. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
about
he's always chop and change, right? That's Filoni's trademark of good episode, 3 bad. Good. I used to tell myself, okay, it's 20 to 40% slower because it's a kid's show. I'm holding it to a standard because we don't have any other Star Wars around. But in retrospect, it had great moments, good actors, cast, but it was a passable thing. It had moments.
What up, Ass Muffin? I love you guys. It's amazing how beautiful this community is that you guys have made. Well, it's a tandem thing, You guys.
We love you too, Ass Muffin.
Helped us, yeah.
Sorry, ass. Arse.
Hilarious. What are some practical ways we could affect change for Star Wars? Would love to hear some ideas from you guys.
Support fan projects that you think are highlighting the vision. It's easy.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's all it is.
Shout out to John, by the way. He's editing the Shmi fan fiction as we speak.
Did the math on how much foreskin is on the average human male? Anakin lost 0.2% of his potential since Watto took the snippers to his turtle shell. But maybe that 0.2% was like, concentrated.
That's where he stored most of it.
Oh, in the skin. Oh, it'd be so funny. You can see people through the Force, through 4 cents, and it's just glowing. Just the tip. You did this, Theory. You did this. Take accountability.
My Schwartz has doubled since. Jacob, yeah, just keep with it, man. Honestly, I started on my phone. I didn't need any fancy stuff like I have now. But, as you progress, you want things to constantly put money back into the production. So you want it to look better and be better. But in the beginning, you don't need any of that. You just start. Reddit. But to be fair, I don't know crap about either. Have you thought about also streaming on Kick? They seem a lot more lenient than YouTube with their rules. Yeah, I have thought about it. But you know what? Kick is just a whole bunch of like gambling and provocative women.
Where do I sign up?
So, I mean, look, man, I'm really comfortable at home on YouTube, and I've always been. I could stream on Twitch, which I've done sometimes. I don't know. I'm happy here. I don't really. I like being centralized, focused.
Yeah, and it's the biggest platform for a reason. I kind of love, and maybe I'm sick. I love the people that are like, fuck you guys, I'm going to Rumble or whatever new platform comes out. Like they just put all their eggs in that basket. See,
Yeah.
goodbye YouTube. Hello,
They come
new
back.
platform.
Like
Yeah, I
all
know.
of my uploads go on Rumble, but that's something that was set up for me like years and years ago. I have never collected a check. I don't think I've put in like any add any of my like bank info or anything. Like I know it goes there, but I don't. That's it. I should probably take out any money that it's made.
Yeah, you should.
Theory, I'd love for you to voice Palpatine in our Heir to the Empire. It wasn't much. I think the last time I checked was a few years ago. It was like $40 or something. I was like, whatever. Can I get a yes, Mara? You will kill Luke Skywalker. Love the show, guys. Yes, Mara, you will kill Luke Skywalker.
Beautiful.
What if Anakin's memory didn't get wiped on Mortis? Did I never do a fan fiction on this? Could be a good one to do. If Qui-Gon Jinn lived to train Anakin, would he have turned to the dark side? No.
0%.
No. Yeah, Obi-Wan sucked, dude.
Respect. That's what he lacked for Obi-Wan.
True Australian having no pants on in a call whilst working them glutes. I assume you have a jar of Vegemite and butter knife nearby.
Got to keep him hot.
Do you guys watch any sports like basketball, golf? No. I like boxing, but I don't really watch any sports, to be honest.
No,
Do you
I'm not a
guys?
sports guy.
I love the NFL, and I watch basketball.
If Kathy doesn't step down soon after all the BS she's done, she needs to be arrested. Real talk. Well, that's an interesting theory.
Arrested?
What a word.
Theory,
you
please
imagine?
watch Revan Speaks to Luke Skywalker by Skywalker Stories. It's beautiful. I think I have seen that. No? Play the games on the gaming channel, but DLCs first. Oh, yeah. So, what did you guys vote? Was it 1 for playing all the games here, the Star Wars games on the main channel, or was it 2 for the gaming channel? So just let me know right now. Theory, I'm also heavily considering coming to Fan Expo Boston in August since I am in the Northeast. Would definitely love to get to meet you. Stoops, what's up with your schedule in August? Are you coming to Boston too?
Yeah, for right now, I'm planning on going to the Boston one as well. Excited. Last time was so fun. Oh my gosh.
Would Mace Windu be considered a gray Jedi because he was still in the light, but he trains himself to use the dark, but adhere to the Jedi code, so basically a pre-gray Jedi? No. So I look at Baylan Skoll and Mace Windu as kind of the same, but opposites of the same spectrum, or whatever you might want to call it. So Mace Windu, had a purple lightsaber, indicative of his use of the dark side as well, the dark side within him. So red and blue making purple, and then Baylan Skoll is orange, so red and yellow. So evil, and then intellect and studiousness, studying, whatever the word is. So I feel like they both use aspects of the dark, whereas one leans more into the dark side, like Baylan, and Mace leans more in the light side while still using the darkness. So it's interesting to think about.
They sort of use the dark side to supplement weaknesses in their own personality that they perceive, like Windu's love for a battle, Baylan's frustration with the galaxy at hand. So they use the dark side less religiously and more as like a tool. And I think that that's fascinating. But I wouldn't call either of them gray, because they're still in their pursuit. Well, Mace is so rooted in the Jedi code. He's just firmly a Jedi, and Baylan is willing to do things that no Jedi ever would, even if they're gray. So
right. Bruh, if you rewatch The Unmasking of Vader and Return of the Jedi, it looks like Anakin regrow his foreskin at the top of his burned head. All right. Thank you, Oblivion. Predator Warrior. I have an idea for how Starkiller could fit into the main canon and be Vader's secret apprentice without disrupting or contradicting the movies and series. He gets stuck in carbonite on a mission and gets freed after the sequels.
You could do it a million ways.
Yeah, that's cool.
Clone tubes. Good old some clone factory.
I think Jason Statham could play Darth Malak.
Oh no.
Liam Neeson. Oh no.
What's this about? Oh, I don't.
You've done
I
a
don't rate.
terrible thing.
Neeson's good. I don't rate him.
If you guys were to choose 2 Sith from any and every timeline, Master and Apprentice, who would they be and why? Two Sith from any and every. I'm just gonna choose 2 from let's say the Old Republic. Let's go Malgus. Yeah, I guess let's do Malgus and Nihilus.
I think Darth Maul is cool.
Oh, Master and Apprentice? Is that another question? The Sith Trem, right? I like them. They're cool.
Yeah, I take Kreia when she was training Revan. 2 for 2.
Anakin going to save his mom is my favorite, hardest part for me in Star Wars. My mom was a single mother, and I'd level the earth to save her. Yeah. It was a powerful moment. I would be sending it the dash via Instagram. Okay. Do you think it's time for Disney to move past the Skywalker timeline and move into the future or past? Well, they got to move away from it. They already destroyed it, so.
I don't know. I feel like, yeah, they've destroyed it. I would rather contain the destruction than let it go, ripple throughout the Old Republic. It's still sacred to me,
I concur. Sup Theory. Always going to support you, but I'm losing some friends because of their stupidity, thinking you, G&G, Rippa, and Nerdrotic are toxic. How should I deal with them? You don't have to deal with them. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and if people want to have a certain rhetoric about me based on their own assumptions and perceptions, then that's their choice. You don't have to change their opinion. You can just let them be in their own little delusion or whatever they want to think.
Yeah, man, it's healthy to disagree with people. It's uncomfortable, but it's healthy. Like,
otherwise, we're the same as them. We're
right.
Same as they act
we're
like.
the same as each other, and nobody wants that. That's boring. So I would just say, I'm sorry that your friends have said that they're not going to be your friend because of YouTubers that you support. But,
sounds like some shit friends, to be honest.
For real, yeah. Like, when you have a friend that draws the line in the sand over something like that, there are better friends out there waiting to be made, man.
Yeah,
so
I've
go
done you a
find
favor.
them.
I always this always like stops everyone in their tracks when you question them. Okay, what is so toxic about Theory? Oh, well, he said this. Please show me the proof where he said that. Well, I don't have time for that. All right. It literally destroys them every single time because they just make shit up because they know I have a voice and I stand for what I believe in, and we can't have that. It has to be regulated. It has to be bought out. It has to be shilled. Because then otherwise, you're generalized like that article from Tony Gilroy or like fucking John Boyega where you're, if you don't like something, you're toxic or whatever.
I just imagine you've got like some guy in your ear that like the left ear is asked, the right ear is like some guy going, stop talking. Promote Disney.
Yeah, literally. Nah, man, look, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but if anyone says like, oh, he's just toxic, he's this, and it's okay, what did he say? Well, he said women shouldn't be in Star Wars. When did he ever say that? Oh, well, he had an interview with a psychologist who said that. Okay, so she said that. Is there any clip that he said that? No. Okay, well, that's done. Okay, what else has he done? He's just really toxic. Why? Show me. Well, he just doesn't like the Acolyte. Why? Because they're black. Oh, did he ever say that? Or did he ever imply that that's the reason? No. Okay, well, can you show me any evidence of that? I don't have any. Well, then how do you know? Well, it seems that way. Well, you're fucking stupid. Like, where do you want? Where do you know? Like, these people are nuts. They just hate you, and they want to make up shit about you. That's all it is. The galaxy will know my wrath. An army of crusty crabs at my disposal. I'm coming after first, Dash.
Oh
Okay,
man,
Dash.
the Ricotta are scary, dude.
People who love the Clone Wars never bring up seasons 1 to 3. Yeah, they're slower.
1 and 2 are developing, finding the stride. I really like season 3. I like Savage Press a lot.
There's so much stuff I'd want to do to revive Star Wars. Talk to the creator of Nihilus, showcase my story and narrate it, review Star Wars Unlimited sets, meet you guys, even do streams and talk about Star Wars. Then do it. Most of those things you can do on your own, on your channel. So do it.
Make an Nihilus story.
Would you all ever want a live-action Star Killer? Yes.
Very badly.
Don't ever leave YouTube. I was just thinking as an added sport to stream to build the brand further. Added spot? Kick is gaining traction, so figured I'd ask. Yeah, shit, like, I'll never say never, but I have a channel on Kick, but I don't ever go live or do anything with it. Tom Hardy for Darth Malgus would be perfect. I just sent it to Dash. I hope you like it, Wave. Stoops, is that the talk to me? Hey, what up, Gavin?
It is.
Rossi chose COD over the stream. Confirmed shill. He is a shill.
Shill.
Star Wars Closet. Well, when I started my channel, another creator told me they lost respect for me for looking up to y'all, but tells everyone to love everyone.
Yeah,
it's really easy to watch their mask just slip away. At the end of the day, from what I've deduced, is a lot of it comes down to they just feel entitled to the position that we're in. They want to be the voice of the fandom, which we don't even think of it like that. We're just dudes talking what we feels right. But so many people want power, they want that money, they want the clout, that they feel a type of way when they see that we have it and we're not abusing it. We're not shilling. We're not bought out. Just look at all the facts. And at the end of the day, we would destroy anybody who wants to debate anything to do with how we run our channels and their rhetoric about us, which I found 100% of the time is wrong. It's bullshit. We are not corporations. We're just random Star Wars fans like everybody else. And we've just put in our passion for making videos and connecting with a Star Wars community that aligns the same beliefs we have. That's it. And so all this other rhetoric is just jealous-ass individuals who aren't creative enough, aren't in love with Star Wars enough to make content about Star Wars. They just focus on, oh, look what he's doing. Well, he can't do that. Fuck, dude, we're here talking about Star Wars.
What should he do? Oh, Theory should give up, but he should give me the keys to his channel and his audience and his fame. And that's what they're really.
It makes no sense.
saying.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's all it is. That's all they want.
I just think it's cool. 3 Star Wars fans, 3 very different parts of the world come together to enjoy something and not, be a dick about it. Exactly.
Like with their online friends. Like that's what we wish we had when we were young. And
totally.
That's it, dude.
And we don't try to be perfect. I mean, if Theory sent three memes that I sent him this week, I'd be canceled in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
free choice meme. Everybody has a sense of humor. Everybody says things off the cuff. I think the people that try to portray themselves as perfect and paragons of virtue are usually the ones that have something to hide.
100%.
Absolutely.
They're trying to sell you an image of themselves that's not authentic. It's not real.
Doesn't even feel like a person in most cases.
No, it's corporate. It's look at me on this checklist that I have created for myself in my own head so that companies will work with me to peddle their shit. So that I will be dancing on this fence that everybody will think I'm okay and I can profit off of it. That's what it's all about today. But doing the shit we do where we actually like talk and be candid and we don't give a fuck if someone doesn't like us because of our opinions, that's so rare. I don't see anybody really doing that today. Everyone's a bought out piece of shit. They either are one way or the other for clout. It's lonely.
Sad, sad man.
It's lonely, and then everyone's just trying to like constantly lie about you and say shit. It's like, piss off.
It's also like bringing up what Star Wars Closet said, where it's like, oh, I'm not going to associate with you because you like this person. Like I assume fellow contemporaries. It's just really, dude, you care that much? You don't like the videos that much, really? You know, especially with everything going on in the world, of all the things to be really aggressive about, it's just puzzling.
All comes down to jealousy and wanting what you've worked for. And I say, just go work for that yourself. Theory talks where you at. Help my mental health a lot. I know, man. I've been busy. Maybe we'll do one tonight. We'll see. We'll see. To be honest, I can't see Luke not being in Mando and Grogu. Who should Peter Cullen play in Star Wars if he was in? Imagine you hear over comm saying, I'm Optimus Prime. I am Optimus. I can't do the voice.
Like a Jedi Grand Master for sure. Something on that level.
I am Optimus Prime. Maybe one day when I'm old.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be able to do it. Autobots, roll out. Maybe.
I could see that as like a younger one for sure.
Maybe, yeah. Need to smoke some cigars and
yeah, you do. You
drink whiskey or something.
Start
and then I
smoking.
bet you I could do it. Bet you I could do it. I just thought of
Uh-uh.
I just thought of a good one. You know those images where it shows like I think it's what the fuck is it? It's like Optimus Prime or something, or and it's like the year is like 2100. You're the only like straight white male left or something like that. You know those memes? You ever seen those?
Yeah.
I was thinking of one. What if I voiced one where it was like, I am Optimus Prime, and the year's like 2100, and you're like the only non-shill left of like a long line of people that have just shilled, and all your friends are like dead. They've died in the shill wars.
The shill wars.
Oh shit, dude.
Can you imagine him like the tower and on the top's Kathleen Kennedy's head in like a bottle, and she's got like this big fucking robot body,
glowing red eyes,
and then all her shills are like literally robots because they all say the same shit anyways, and they're like throwing like I don't know, like premiere tickets at you, or like popcorn, or like fucking like blankets and tissues. Yeah,
gift box, Disney gift
boxes. Yeah, gift boxes, dude. Oh man, that'd be hilarious. That'd be so good.
Collect your 9th Baby Yoda blanket.
Yeah, shit. I never understood why people treat others as a political class. Just because he likes theory, Nerdotic doesn't mean he or she is a bad person. Well, that's what people like to do, though. They can't. When somebody can't find an actual reason to defame you or dislike you, they'll often group you into something. Oh, well, he supports this, therefore he is like those people he supports. Then they'll choose one person out of the person who supports that, whatever that is, who is like the biggest piece of shit, racist or whatever. Therefore, he supports racism. That's their logic. And it is the most like lazy, low IQ way of trying to debate someone. Or even just, go straight to defaming them I've ever seen in my life. And it has 100% success rate of just like being dismantled and destroyed if they ever come up against someone who's actually intellectual.
People are comfortable grouping people in areas when they can't define them plainly. It's old as time.
The best one, the greasiest, is like when they try and pin you down because you've liked something or shared something, like a meme, and they're like, therefore you believe it or something. Have you ever seen that? They did it to PewDiePie back in the day. He liked or subscribed to an account that was quote unquote unsavory for whatever reason, and they made a thing out of it. I'm like, what? Crazy.
A cool thing I think of sometimes is what if every movie we make or story we create becomes a actual alternate universe in real life? Well, yeah, it probably exists. I think there's an endless amount of universes out there. Clemens is a bully and like Mike. Theory, brother, thank you for always being yourself, man. And again, thank you for this community. Such good times. By the way, when you come into Denver, Independence Day, we will have our booth in Denver, Colorado. Imagine an ending of Starkiller ripping someone in half.
Yeah.
Are you sure you saw the vid? Revan speaks to Luke with Revan as Keanu Reeves. It's very beautiful. I think I did. It's an older one, no?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. That marks the ends of the soupies. We're at 3 hours now. You boys want to add anything else in here?
Just quickly, Alex Assassin, I'm sharing screen of the art that he created specifically for Stoops. I got to say, it's bloody magnificent.
It's quite
Look at
amazing.
that.
Oh, dang, dude.
Yeah. Look at that.
Incredible
Wow.
work.
Yeah. How many hours he would
I
have
love
put
the
into that?
Marauders in the background and the drop shuttle. My mom hurt her back last week, so I forced her to watch all the Old Republic cinematics when she couldn't move.
I didn't know
Oh,
how you were going
that'd
to
be awesome.
shoehorn the Old Republic into my mum hurt her back
Like
last
hurt her
week.
back, but I was like, all right, yeah.
No, I got
How
it.
does
I brought
that
it home.
relate? Is she okay?
She's gonna be okay. Yeah.
No, I meant after you forced her to watch the Old Republic cinematics.
Oh, no,
He was just stuck there, and you're like,
She
"Watch
was like,
this."
"No more, Ethan. Please stop." And then I
Yeah.
was like, "And now Invincible, Mom."
Yeah, but
Call
now
me
you can play.
Stoops.
Now you can play The Sopranos. She has no
I've been
choice.
trying to. Yeah.
Just whisper to her while she's sleeping. Got yourself a gun. What?
It will be done.
I miss those days watching it for the first time.
Same.
Damn.
I'm enjoying watching it a second time more than the first time.
Liam Harrington. Do you think Star Wars is getting lost due to generational shifts? I'm in my 20s. My pop said his idea of the Clone Wars was totally different as a kid. Are we too tapped in socially that it's negative? No. No.
No.
Star Wars was generational with the prequels and originals, and then the Clone Wars. The reason for today's disconnect is because of the content, not because of
Shit
our
stories.
yes.
Good stories. Look at Invincible. Like, people are clamoring for unknown IP. Star Wars is the greatest IP, arguably, in the history of mankind. Like,
I think
with
that-
bad stories. Bad stories will sink any ship. You know, it's just not sustainable.
Yeah. Clone Wars 2003 is way better than Clone Wars 2008. It's different. It's dark, gritty. Buy a saber, be a neighbor at theorysabers.com. Thanks, Rossi. Imagine if we got 3 mil subs on live at once.
the chat would be unreal.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys into any other IP as much as Star Wars or enough to make content about it? You will make awesome content. We'd love to see you. Well, I mean, yeah, I have like 8 channels. So I got a Harry Potter channel that my buddy Silas runs. I have a comic theory channel. I have a Cobra Kai channel. I have Theory Talks, gaming channel, Dragon Ball channel. All of which I don't have as much time to post on them, but they're there. They exist. I make content.
Yeah, and I have Marvelous Wave for like Marvel, and been getting into the Invincible comics and making videos about that. So really having
Nice. I'm
fun.
gonna watch them. Dude.
Please.
I didn't know that you would. I can't wait to see your take, dude. Like, support Marvelous. Is it Marvelous Wave?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Marvelous. Because I was like, it's not the Marvelous. It's Marvelous Wave.
Yeah, Marvelous Wave. Yeah.
And you're putting Invincible shit on there, right?
Yep. It's sort
I'll
of that's
watch
the channel that I just thank you. That's the channel I've started to just highlight my interests. I did the Godzilla X Kong movie a few months back, and might do the Jurassic World one.
Get it, dude.
How about you, Dash? Do you?
Very nice.
Oh, I mean, I'm a gamer, storytelling and gaming. Knights of the Old Republic. It used to be Diablo, but it fell to the wayside. Elder Scrolls, Oblivion remake's probably going to drop. I'm just huge into storytelling and games, so 100% on Dark Lord Dash.
Oh,
I need to stream. I need to get my ass kicked by Dasan, I think, on Dash Star as well. I got to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Vader was always cosplaying a burnt circumcision under the suit. God damn.
I don't think he needed to cosplay it, man.
Would any of you be fine? Ahsoka Tano and other Jedi see the Sith Star Killer in the shadow ready to kill them. Ahsoka's head gets snapped. Would y'all be fine? Yeah, probably, man. She had a good run.
I'd be more fine if she didn't. Starkiller is so powerful. I would hate a watered down version where he comes back again and again and he just doesn't do what Starkiller should. So if he shows up in a scenario where he's going to tank people, they need to go. You know, unless the Force intervenes in a massive
Lean
way.
into it.
Look,
Yeah.
if you have Starkiller going up against most people, they're going to have to die. And so if that means Ahsoka dies if she goes up against him, there is no reality where she lives. Unless you want to like
they're doing the
dumb
character
him down.
justice.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm new to this hate, rookie creator. But you boys give great perspective, helps me a lot. I'll never listen to hate, man.
It's just gonna happen.
Ever. Never, ever, ever. Ever.
Fight for what you love.
Ugh, God. Granny Pat. Just finished my Andor rewatch, and it's now probably my favorite Disney era show. Need that level of writing direction in more projects.
I'm glad you liked it.
All right. Marilyn Monroe.
Beautiful.
Disney Star Wars is such a joke compared to EU. Tis. Yeah, I wonder why that is. Stoops, have you considered doing top 10s for your channel? I want to see what your number one favorite hilt or even force power is.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I can definitely do more opinion-based Star Wars lore stuff.
What up, Machete Order? How you doing, bro? Not Star Wars related. Have you seen the new Naked Gun trailer? It's awesome. Please react. I have not seen it. No.
Yes. I had trepidation because I'm such a Leslie Nielsen fan of his, deadpan humor. But I will watch Liam Neeson have a crack. I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it's going to be hard to pull off, but I'm excited.
I don't know, Rossi. I think she's going. Dash, every day is closer to the Oblivion remake. How we feeling? Love y'all. What up, Evan the Poet?
Don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if it's just weird. That's it. It's just weird. So they're remaking a beloved Elder Scrolls game, but nobody's officially announced anything, and it's supposedly going to shadow drop. Like, did you guys play Final Fantasy VII, the remake or whatever? No, but you saw the hype for years. They built up. Oh, it's coming back. Nothing, and supposedly it's dropping in like a month. It just doesn't make sense. It's just leakers going crazy.
It's just fan rumors, pretty much. Then
nothing official, but everybody is dead set. It's coming like by end of April.
Really?
No. Yeah. But people are swearing like every day. They're going, no, tomorrow, no. And I'm just like, I'm fatigued,
the hell?
dude. Yeah,
I'm waiting for GTA 6, bro.
Oh, you and me. I hope they don't fuck it up with the two Rockstar brothers that made the originals gone. I don't know.
What's happening?
Yeah, what's the story there?
So the two guys that made it back when there was like DMA or whatever, all the way back in the 90s, the Hauser brothers, I believe, they've helmed GTA. They've kept it controversial. They've kept it punk, Rockstar. That's what they wanted to be when they were younger. Well, they've stepped away from Rockstar post GTA 5, I believe. And so there's rumors that GTA 6 will be woke. It'll be limp. It's not going to lean into all of the controversial stuff. So I'm like ready. You know what I mean? I'm hyped, but I'm cautious with the hype.
No.
You just don't want that, you know?
It doesn't look like they're doing from like the trailers and stuff, really.
Damn.
Fool me once.
I hope not.
Oh, fair.
Sam is still doing GTA.
Oh, one of the brothers. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Housley brothers and Zaslow left and made a new studio. It'll be woke. Where can I send you some free beats, Theory? I got a couple using just Saber sounds I made long ago. Respect you guys.
That's
cool,
awesome,
man.
dude.
Tag me on Twitter, man. I don't know. I can't really think of that, bro.
I've been doing it so long, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll be useless. I don't think that like when it comes
That's
to
my
life
fear too,
skills,
Dash. Yeah.
yeah, I'll be like, I just love doing this kind of stuff so much. I've worked a bunch of normal gigs and they didn't bring me any joy. I don't know.
Did you watch Bloodsport? It's not.
No.
Damn.
But I will, I promise.
Damn.
I know I promised last week.
Damn, bro. By the way, Theory, when you play the Force Unleashed DLCs is absolutely crazy. Just hope the Sith doesn't appear in the movies where it's GG, everyone dies. I know. I got to beat Dasan first. That bastard. All right, everybody. We love you. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for all the kind comments on yesterday's video, as well as all the amazing support. One thing I do ask, when Vader Episode 2 does come out, if you feel inclined, there's a thing called Super Thanks, which you can essentially super chat in the comments of any video anywhere on YouTube. It's a newer feature. Whenever it does come out, if you feel like throwing in, a buck or something like that, it would really go a long way for Episode 3. Every bit does really, really count. So I'm just one guy trying to make this happen. And so far it's going great, but it is very, very taxing. It's tax season as well.
Literally taxi.
Literally, yeah. Shit. Yeah, they get you on that too. So I'd appreciate it, man. You guys should do a gaming stream, not a regular thing, but just one off.
Force Theory, Jedi Academy, some Star Wars. Just let's do it, baby. Battlefront 2, anything. I'd love to do that.
What about JK2 online?
Yeah, of course, dude.
Yeah, all right, cool. Sounds good. All right. We love you guys. We appreciate you so much. Hope you have a great night. Catch you later.
Love you guys.
Bye.